shoots and scores! He comes on his forehand, Martin shoots, big save by Mike Garnett. Header! Luke Header ties it on the power play. 3-3, power play goal for the Panthers. Huge hit by Tommy Hughes there. In the third period, Farmer and Hughes connect. Backdoor. That was all started by Tyler Biggs with his forecheck. Now immediately shot at a score. Justin Kovacs. Getting a chance to come out there. Lewis's second go round, this time with Grizzly. Now Picker shoots and scores. Luke Picker shoots and scores.
Arena here for Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, only on Panthers TV with the GMB. I'm Ed Kimberley. Dan Green will be joining me, and we'll be bringing you all of the action from tonight's Elite League regular season game live here in the Midlands between two of the premier EIHL teams, the defending back-to-back champions, the Cardiff Devils, and of course the Nottingham Panthers, who currently sit third in the table, with the Cardiff Devils currently league leaders. And what a show do we have in store for you tonight. Two of the premier teams going up against it, as I mentioned, live on Panthers TV. And you can get in touch with us throughout the evening in the chat below on YouTube. We're watching live throughout the world. Face-off is coming up in a couple of minutes' time, and then I'll be joined by Dan to go through the pre-game ramble, talking about both of these teams tonight and a couple of players to watch. And we'll have the rosters coming up on your screen very shortly. And boy oh boy, am I looking forward to this game. Who's going to come out on top? Will it be the home team, the Panthers, third in the table, who have had some adversity over the last couple of weeks with a coaching change which sees Rick Strachan take the head coaching job? He is almost Mr. Nottingham. He's been with the team for quite some time. Let's go to the roster pages now, and we can have a look. Firstly, with your home team, the Nottingham Panthers. No Joseph Hazeldine tonight. Patrick Munson will also not be appearing. Guy Lepine sits as assistant coach to the right of Rick Strachan, with Kevin Henderson taking the captain's badge. Mike Garnett will be getting the start, backed up by Sam Gospel, and we'll be keeping an eye on what the home team could do. Particularly for me, the first time seeing Chris Stewart's in action, the former NHLer, a former first round pick, and boy oh boy, what an interesting and exciting career he has had. We'll be seeing what he can do against the defending champions, the Cardiff Devils. He looks like a big game player, and there's nothing bigger than playing against the boys who already have the silver rings to show from last season. Coming up on screen now is your visitors, the Cardiff Devils. No Tom Rutkiss and no Joey Haddad for them tonight. Haddad will be a big loss for the Cardiff Devils. 11 goals, 16 assists on the year. He also has 6 power play assists. A lot of the power play action does run through him, although James Livingston we will get to see for the first time. The new addition brought in from the DEL2 seems to be very good, high energy forward who can do a little bit of everything, and he'll need to do a lot of everything against this stacked Panthers roster. Of course, Mike Garnett getting the start, the former Atlanta Thrashers draft pick, had some time in the NHL as well, had many years in the KHL, was a 2-time KHL All-Star as well, and will be backstopping the Nottingham Panthers tonight. One to watch out for as well is Gleason Fournier, who has an incredible stat of not only being the top point scorer on the Cardiff Devils, but also has a plus 41 plus-minus rating, which is absolutely incredible. Dan, it's great to have you here, but you haven't picked out Gleason Fournier as your one to watch for the Devils. We'll talk about him later. You've picked out for the Panthers, though, Alex Guptill. And what a player he is. He was traded from the Dallas Stars to the Ottawa Senators. As part of that trade with Jason Spezza, he has 28 goals this season. He's a complete player. He plays good on both sides of the puck.
Yeah, he's been amazing for us this year. You know, power play, even strength, obviously leading the not just our team in goals, but also the whole league in goals. And yeah, he's been great. You know, great guy off the ice and in the room, and he's really led from the front. You know, we've kind of struggled for goals, especially lately this last month, but he's been producing. And yeah, so far he's been great.
Yeah, and he does look like one of those players who can do a little bit of everything. And with Rick Strachan's style of hockey, I think he will suit for sure the new Panthers head coach. Although it's weird calling Rick Strachan new in Nottingham, as he's been here for quite some time, as you know all too well, Dan.
Yeah, he's obviously been here. My first year when I came here, he came midway through the year, so I've been with him 7 years as a player. He was the assistant coach when I was playing, and now you know, obviously we're kind of doing our thing. I'm trying to help him out a little bit, and he's got the head coach job, and yeah, he really deserves it. He works hard, he's doing a great job so far, and I only see good things in the future for him.
We'll look to Alexander Guptill for the Nottingham Panthers, but you've picked out Joey Martin as the man to watch for the Cardiff Devils. An incredible stat. Every game between these two teams, he has the game-winning goal this season. That's incredible.
Yeah, I think that's obviously why we picked him out. I remember last week or two, he obviously scored the overtime winner against us, and you know, we sort of talk amongst ourselves about players. He's the kind of guy that, you know, you might kind of go through a game and he'll be a little bit unnoticed for a period or two, and then you'll kind of look at the game sheet at the end and he has 3 points. So he's, you know, all good players are like that, and you know, he doesn't make mistakes in his end. He doesn't sacrifice his own end for scoring goals, and it's not like he's been doing it for 1 year. I think it's his 4th year here. He's been doing it year in, year out. He's the top scorer in the league. He's winning league titles, scoring championships. You know, he can, like you said about Guppy, he kind of does it all. So
yeah, special teams will be very important tonight, particularly for the Devils, because they have the best power play in the league. But curiously, their penalty kill has fallen down to 7th. Martin leads the team in 9 power play goals, and he also plays some PK time too.
Yeah, their power play is deadly. It's obviously one thing we've been looking at and building up to, myself and Rick, and that all week. They have 2 units that play slightly differently, but you know, both very good offensively, and not just Martin. Like you mentioned, Fournier on the point does a great job. Also, you have Matt Pope, guys like that, Linglet. They all chip in. They've obviously, most of them have played together for a long time. They have that chemistry, and yeah, they seem to be rolling every game on the power play. I think they had 3 against us last time. So.
And we mentioned Chris Stewart as well. What an interesting career he's had. Hasn't played yet this season. He's now has 7 games in the Nottingham Panthers, and it does take you, even if you played your entire career at the highest level in the NHL, even a few months to really get back up to speed.
Yeah, I think definitely anybody that's played sport at a good level will tell you that. Obviously, he hasn't played since April last year. He's been skating and things, but you can see every game it's starting to come for him. He's getting his speed back. You know, he's getting the shot down in practice. He's getting used to the ice size and his line mates and the rules and the refs and everything here. So it's starting to come, and I've got a feeling we're going to see a big performance from him tonight.
Because he's that kind of player, isn't he? He's that electric, high energy, he's very physical, and those players come to life in these big games, and these big rivalry games too.
Yeah, I think obviously we all know how big this game is for us. We're trying to turn the season around on a positive note, and yeah, exactly like you said, he's big, he's tough, he's physical, he can skate, and I'm not saying he's going to get a bunch of points tonight, but he's one of those guys. He can do so many other things to influence the game, and I expect him to do those tonight.
Yes, one of a couple of first-round picks in this Nottingham Panthers roster. Another big body, this time on the blue line, Dylan Olson. What a player he is, and it's incredible to have someone with such size, such grit, that is so graceful, particularly when running a power play unit.
Yeah, he's probably our main guy on the point on the power play, and he actually scored a power play goal last time out in Cardiff, and he's got an absolute bomb of a shot. But like you said, for a big guy, he moves well, he passes well, he can shoot, he makes plays on the power play, and yeah, he's probably been our sort of standout all-round defenseman so far this year.
Yes, and it is a milestone game tonight as well, with now Cardiff Devils Matthew Myers playing his 900th Elite League game, and it's quite fitting as well, Dan, that he plays it against the Nottingham Panthers. For him, one of his he's an alumni of theirs, a former teammate of yours, and an all-round good guy.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy. I can't really say enough good things about him, not only as a teammate, but just as a human being as well. But as a British player, he's played for the national team probably close to 100 times. He's won everything in the game. He plays a kind of unique style which not many other Brits play. He's really physical, good in the face-off circle, and he's done it all, and it should be a great night for him.
Yeah, he was one of the first British players of this modern crop anyway, to go and play in the East Coast. Almost did the reverse. Colin Shields played in the UK, went out there to Bakersfield, if memory serves me rightly, before coming back, and he will be honoured before the start of tonight's game, before the puck drop. If you are just joining us, it is Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas on Panthers TV with the GMB. And boy, oh boy, are we looking forward to tonight's game. We just have the puck drop ceremony, the pre-puck drop ceremony going on now. Ben Bounce and Luke Pither making their way to the penalty box doors. And that ceremonial puck drop is always the calm before the storm. But moving on to talking more about Matthew Myers and that unique style that he plays, Dan. He's got such a great centre of gravity, strong on the puck, skates well, and that type of player in Pool A for Team Great Britain in the summer is going to be so important.
Yeah, it'll be vital. Like I say, there's so many good players for Great Britain now, but he brings that element, a bit like Robert Farmer that plays for us. He's physical and, he's great in the face-off. He just does those other intangible things, penalty kills, block shots. Again, you might look at the end of the season, he's not one of the top scorers, but when you're looking at value of a player to a team, and, again, a great guy in the dressing room, a leader, a warrior, he's done it all. He's hardly missed any games, and, yeah, it was obviously an honour to play with him, and I think for GB, I think if he does eventually retire in a few years or whenever it comes, it'll be a massive loss for the Devils and for Team GB.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. We're also honouring the life of Marie Wanless, passed away, age 51, a dedicated Panthers fan since 2012. So we remember her, and it's great to see a standing ovation from both the Panthers and the Devils fans here in the Motor Point Arena. We're very close to the start of tonight's game. We are going to go to the national anthems very shortly, and throughout the evening we'll be talking not only about this game, but I'm sure Matthew Myers is going to get plenty of mention on air. You can drop your favourite Matthew Myers memories in the chat on the bottom of your screen on YouTube. We'll be sure to have a read through those, and if there are any particularly good ones, I'm sure we can read those out as the game progresses. It's funny though that you mention him being one of those players that kind of does a little bit of everything, and he's one of those players that not often gets noticed. He's almost the antithesis of that, because he does get noticed. He's so good at it and so adept.
Yeah, he's got his role down to an absolute T, and he does score points and goals, and he definitely contributes offensively. He was always on the power play when I played with him here, but he's just so much more valuable than that. He does all the things that a lot of people aren't really willing to do. Blocking shots here, he'll get in the odd fight. He's a leader. He just does everything out there on the ice, and he's one of the strongest players on the ice, and not for a Brit or anything. Everyone says that he's an absolute bull in the face-off circle, and physically he's in top shape, and I think that's why it's carried him through so long. So.
And his work rate, particularly, and his attitude is one really to look up to for the youngsters who are coming through and starting their careers. Yeah,
I think definitely so. Obviously there's plenty of talented kids out there, but a lot of them don't make it because of things like you just said. But knowing Matthew like I do, the way he eats, the way he is in the gym, the way he prepares, he's in top physical shape, and he takes everything seriously. As he's coming to this end of his career, he knows he has to do all those things, and he's always one, in the gym, eating right, doing all the little things. So it's just testament to that, really, that he's done so well.
Yeah, it was good to see David Clark, another Panthers legend, presenting him with the jersey before the national anthem, which we go to now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you are just joining us, you're watching Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, only on Panthers TV with the GMB. I'm Ed Kimberley. Dan Green is to my left, and we are bringing you all of tonight's action live on YouTube. And what a pleasure it is to be here in Nottingham for a titanic clash between the back-to-back defending champions the Cardiff Devils and the Nottingham Panthers, sitting currently third in the Elite League and looking to climb their way up. And they've certainly not been afraid of making some changes to get success, which will take them up the table to dethrone the Belfast Giants, their first target in second, and even have a good run at the visitors tonight. And of course, if you do want to get in touch with us tonight, on the chat window below is the best way to do that on YouTube. Our referees this evening, Tom Darnell and Blake Copeland. Danny Beresford and Ryan Fraley are on the lines. Tom Darnell, a very experienced referee, one of those who's gone abroad to get more experience. And that's the things with the referees. The Elite League has been growing and developing for so many years, and the referees are trying to keep up with how the hockey's developed.
Yeah, I think so. When you look at the way the game is going with all the top leagues, the speed, the skill and everything, the Elite League's trying to keep up in that respect. And, you know, the refs have to be able to keep up. We can't have guys flying around all over the ice being 2 zones ahead of the referees. So, you know, they're doing a great job. They're improving. The players are improving. It just makes for a better quality product on the ice.
Absolutely. And we are underway here at the Motorpoint Arena in Nottingham. Well, a loose puck early and a shot from Farmer. The rebound nearly fell for Chris Stewart. And Ben Bounce making the first stop. Morissette, the weak pass to the right wing. Puck dumped in by Livingstone. Morissette finishes his hit in the corner, and the Panthers will be able to come out of the zone. Stewart leading Farmer in. Looks to try to squeak that one to the back door. Didn't get through the slot where the Devils had provided some good coverage. Panthers will get their first change of the night. A shift about 30 seconds long. Shot comes in on Garnett, who makes the save. Mike Hedden arriving will force a whistle for a face-off. The Devils won't mind that at all. They can get the rest of that line changed. And we've talked about a lot of experienced players on the ice tonight, none more so perhaps than the Nottingham Panthers netminder Mike Garnett. As a former Panthers netminder yourself, what makes him so successful?
Yeah, I think it's his whole mindset. You know, he's so dialed in. I want to say he's so focused, but he's almost so relaxed. You know, he's seen everything. He's played in every league. He knows everything. Nothing takes him by surprise. You know, he knows how to prepare himself for games. He knows how to work in practice. He knows when he needs to eat and sleep. He just does all the little things right. And then, you know, we've seen some great performances this year. Yeah,
the 2-time KHL All-Star John Rowe walks into the zone. Charles Longley will clear. And Garnett will come out to play the puck, as the Devils send quite a high forecheck in, forcing the Panthers to ice. And it'll be an offensive zone face-off for the Cardiff Devils. An interesting first couple of shifts down. Both teams very cautious, feeling each other out.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, after you have the little ceremony there, it kind of just takes the wind out of, you know, you've been out on the ice for a few minutes and, you know, yeah, you're just sort of feeling each other out. A couple of line changes, couple of whistles already inside the first sort of 90 seconds, so it kind of slows the pace down a bit. I think once we get 2 or 3 minutes without a whistle, the sort of the pace and intensity will hopefully pick back up.
Face-off won by the Panthers, and they will look to come out of the zone with the puck. Stevie Lee sends it to the right wing side. John Rio unable to carry it deep, and the Devils repelling the Panthers back behind their net. Tim Billingsley tried to drop it off. The Devils are going to win this puck. A big chance in front. Mosey shoots into the glove of Garnett, and the Devils have their best chance of the night early. That was a good save in tight from the netminder.
Yeah, so far 2 shots on net by the Devils, 2 by former Panther Evan Mosey. And yeah, as we were saying earlier, you know, the Devils come with 2 high pressuring forwards. Joey Martin, again, as we talked about, turns the puck over in front of Mosey, and a huge save by Garnett. So the Devils will be happy with the start.
Puck ends up straight off the face-off in the hands of Gleason Fournier. His drop pass over to Ben Tavoglio. Oh, he gets hit as he was going down. Panthers take the puck north. Saucer pass to Billingsley, came off his skate and nearly got through the defensive coverage to Ollie Bettridge, who'd headed to the net. Meanwhile, the puck has come the other way. Mosey swinging a miss with that one, and Bettridge sent a pass north. It didn't quite connect as intended. And the Devils will change as the Panthers are going to try and put them under some pressure here. Here's Hughes. Batch squeezes him gently into the boards. Hughes is able to get round that. And the Panthers should keep the puck in the zone here after a good pinch at the line by Lakovitz. Matt Pope, a big body, throws a check along the boards, and Duggan, another young Brit, will help this puck via Mark Lewis out of the zone. And Josh Batch will finally get some space for the Devils, and he leads Myers into the zone, who is offside, and him and Team Great Britain Steve Lee have a little chat. Another player who will be integral to Team Great Britain this summer in Paul A will be the long-term serving Panthers defenseman Stevie Lee. And in the same way as Matt Myers, he skates very similarly, very stocky, good centre of gravity, hard to knock off the puck.
Yeah, very big, very strong. You know, another leader out there. So he's another guy you want on the ice. And like you said, yeah, he, you know, same sort of way, blocking shots, hits, fights, does everything that the other guys don't want to do, and that's why he's so successful.
Puck in the corner with Polini. Tried to skate it in behind the net. It was taken away by Lane Ulmer. And a long stretch pass, very ambitious. Never connected with Jake Morissette. And that pass out the zone by the Panthers will eventually fall to the Devils captain, who shot low but wide of Mike Garnett's net. Livingstone tries to make a play at the line, and the Panthers will clear, with Bryce Reddick taking that puck in behind the net. With some space as the Panthers are changing, that'll allow the Devils, you expect, to get out of the zone, but the Panthers strong on the puck, and Billingsley will advance north. Goes to the forehand, shoots off the defenseman's pads of Fournier, and we will have a whistle. Gleason Fournier, he leads the Cardiff Devils in points, 17 goals, 33 assists, and that plus-minus of 41 is insane.
Yeah, that might be the best plus-minus I've seen. Is it's double the next one or over double the next one?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Much. So I mean, like we said, he does everything. Offensively, defensively, and I think since Andrew Hotham left, he's really almost taken his role over, and now he is that premier offensive defenseman in the league. And yeah, he's just taken it and ran, and he's been sensational this year. Some
big skates to fill as Jaden Risling's got a bit of space himself. He shoots short side, bounds, makes a good stop. Really tight to that near post there, giving Risling no daylight. He will dump that puck in. Mike Hedden, the former Calder Cup winner with the Texas Stars, throws a bump, and there'll be a bit of a foot race between John Rio and Gleason Fournier, although Rio looked like he was backing out of that one quite heavily, and the Devils will have a little bit of space to break out here. And both teams really still haven't settled in the first 5 minutes of this game. You expect that whoever's able to get a long stretch of play with the puck is going to take control pretty quickly here, as Stephen Dixon will dump that one in after the Devils shoot wide. Longley leaves for Lewis. That's dumped in. The Devils are on a change, and the Panthers will want to turn this puck up ice here. As Josh Tetlow, the unmistakable figure, is unable to connect with one of his forwards, and eventually the Nottingham Panthers do get the puck out the zone, but it's back into the hands of Cardiff. Evan Mosey holds that puck along the boards, waits for help to arrive before dumping it in. Tetlow uses that long stick, throws a bump on Bentivoglio, who gets checked hard. His helmet comes astray, and there's no penalty on the play. And Josh Batch, in the confusion, will go behind his net and pick up the puck. I think Bentivoglio went to pick up his helmet there, which would have been illegal equipment had he done so. Yeah, exactly. I think he just managed to dart off to the bench just in time then, didn't get called. But yeah, big hit coming in there from Baldock, which is good to see. Another player who has had some NHL experience in Alexander Bolduc, a first-round pick, spent some time with the Vancouver Canucks. And again, another one of these players. He's sizable, he skates well, good on both sides of the puck. And that's something we're saying a lot more about players in the Elite League. You can't just be a bona fide scorer nowadays.
No, you can't come in here and be a guy that's, it's great if you can score 50, 60 points, but if you're minus 25 and your team's losing every game, it's not something you want. Someone like Baldock, he's skilled, but, he's gritty, he's tough.
As Olson will rip one on a blocker save from Ben Bounds. The former Chicago Blackhawks draft pick sends another one to the net from this one wide, perhaps looking for the tip in front from Dylan Richard. As Sam Duggan gets a little of speed, he'll chip that one in, he'll chase himself. Him and Lakovitz tangle. The Panthers looking to try and work that puck around the board. Scheistel in the corner. Ahead for Duggan. The Cardiff Devils are set up here, although Scheistel oversteps the puck. Cardiff do manage to recover with Matt Pope in the corner. Duggan spent some time developing in the Swedish system. Reddick unable to pick up that pass, and the puck will be cleared by Rob Lakovitz. And Drew Scheistel with a fancy little turn will get the puck to the red line and he will dump in, and the rest of that Devils line can change. Down a very cagey first 7 minutes of this game. We're expecting fireworks. They are yet to come as Farmer enters the zone off to Stewart, shoots a stick save from Ben Bounds into the netting, and we'll have an offensive zone draw for the Panthers. And they'll want to get one of their top centremen out here, one of the top face-off guys for this.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I mean, yeah, just going back to you saying about a cagey game, I think obviously for the Devils, they'll love this start. You know, they've had more zone time, had a couple of better scoring chances. Panthers just kind of need to get going here. You know, they've been pretty physical, but try and get a few more pucks to Bounds. And, yeah, like you said, if we can get some offensive zone wins like that one, we can make some plays.
And Jaden Risling will throw that one into the corner. Chris Stewart. Short side dump in. Risling along the boards. Drops it off. The Panthers get a cycle going here. Farmer's going to get to the slot. Shoots low. Ben Bounds will cover up. And some good heads-up play from Rob Farmer, forcing a scoring chance, making his way to the slot. That's a good area to go all day, every day.
Yeah, good composure shown by Farms. Obviously, everyone knows how skilled he is. But yeah, that's what we've been talking about. You know, Bounds is a big goalie. Let's not try and overcomplicate it. You know, make one move, one play, and then try and get it to the net. Farms beats his guy there, and he gets a puck to the net. There was traffic in front. But obviously, you know, Ben Bounds holds that one and covers up. But yeah, nice play by, nice save by Bounds and a great play by Farms. This
is, of course, Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, only on Panthers TV with GMB, as Jaden Risling will throw that one in, and James Livingston tries to clear. Puck ended up in between the three Panthers forwards, including Dan's man to watch, Alexander Guptill, but they were unable to hold that puck in their possession and maybe get a chance on the forecheck. Puck's dumped in to the right of Mike Garnett. Gleason Fournier pinching down, ends up with possession, although his pass is poor, and Risling can start up here to Billingsley. Mark Herchebis with two Panthers wingers heading to the net. There's a big chance here, and Ben Bounds sticks the lumber out and is able to poke check that away from Guptill, as the Panthers have a very good chance looming, denied by the Team Great Britain #1, as Charles Lenglet's got behind the defence here. He takes it behind the goal line to the back door, and a heck of a save from Garnett. Stephen Dixon had managed to get goal side of his defenceman, but his shot was denied by Garnett, the former Atlanta Thrasher. We can't say that about a lot of players now, as they've long since been defunct, as that headlong pass hits the stick of Hedden. Spins in the corner. Ends up getting it to the point. She still shoots. It takes a tip on the way through and ends up high and wide of Garnett, and the Panthers will clear, as Drew Sheastal will start things up again. Hedden chips it in. Panthers very quick to read that the Devils are getting pucks in deep quite often here, although they're unable to clear the zone this time. Batch dumps it in behind the net while Lenglet is waiting. He's unable to pick it up. And Rob Lakovitz down the left-hand side will get the Panthers into the zone. Tries to find Pither. Oh, a loose puck. Oh, nearly fell to Dylan Richard, attacking the slot. It just didn't fall to him. And Bryce Reddick, via Bentivolio, should get this puck out the zone, although Devils are taking their time, watching for the breakout here. And that's very curious and very interesting that the Devils are happy to go and get set up, and that's indicative of a team that want to play the game at their pace, Dan.
Yeah, I think so. You know, they're a very sort of, you know, calculated team. They're very well drilled. You know, they know exactly where they need to be and where they want to be, and they're very systematic in their approach. And as Evan Mosey picks the puck up there.
Yeah, as Mark Lewis tries to create a rebound chance in front, his second attempt only hits the pads of Tim Billingsley. And following a short battle on the boards, he's able to clear. Chris Stewart with a long stretch pass finds the stick of Farmer. He sends one on the net. It's wide of bounds, but Stewart is arriving down the boards. He sends it to the net front. There's a chance here, a backhand save. Bounds denying Pellini. Chris Stewart has won that puck along the boards as well. It's been a great shift for him. Doing a lot of the unnoticed things. That's a great feed. Big chance here for the Panthers. Hughes on net. Hits the iron, I think. Glove side on Bounds. It took a tip on its way through. And the Panthers smell blood here with Pellini sending a puck to the point. Tetlow. Hughes to the right wing where Guptill is waiting, looking for that extra pass. It won't arrive as the Panthers are changing their left winger. As Herchebis fanned on the pass as he arrives to the play. but he might win that off Josh Batch. Great forecheck from the Panthers. This has been by far their most productive shift as the Devils eventually get it out the zone, and that's what Rick Strachan will want to see more of.
Yeah, that's exactly, get pucks there and make them play D. We know how good they are offensively, but if we can get pucks in behind them, work them down low, you can see how they're setting up here in a 1-4, just sat back defensively. We need to get in their end, be physical, tire them down. And, a great shift there started by Chris Stewart, and then Guppy and Hertubese's line came out and carried on that strong play.
As the Devils will pick this puck up on their own blue line. Gleason Fournier, a weak pass. Picked off. Alexander Bolduc will look to send it to Bettridge in front. Henderson is in there too. The Panthers have picked up a loose puck. Bettridge shoots! Good save off the blocker from Ben Bounds, but the Devils have rushed the other way 3-on-2 here. Led by Pope, he shoots over the top of the net. Blocker side and wide. Fournier under pressure from two Panthers. Now there might be a rush here. Bettridge sends it ahead of Pither. All alone, he shoots over the top of Ben Bounds. As the Panthers, the rest of that line were on a change. As Luke Pither, we all know, a very able scorer indeed. He has 15 goals on the year. 10 power play assists as well, one to watch out for on the man advantage, as Ulmer had that rebound, hit his stick, and he ends up putting it back in Ben Bounds' equipment, and he will hang on. Don't forget you can watch the Nottingham Panthers live next Saturday only at the Motorpoint Arena versus the Milton Keynes Lightning. Face off at 7. For tickets and fixtures head to panthers.co.uk. Link in the bio below. And you're watching Saturday Night Showdown tonight live, brought to you by Lucas, only on Panthers TV with the GMB. There's that puck in the corner with Lane Ulmer. He sends it round the boards. The Panthers' Jane Risling is pinched in. She still clears the net front as Morissette will try and beat Pither to that puck. Look to hold up and assert physicality. The Devils have ended up having a little bit more zone, trying to get the puck out the zone, as the Panthers get a bit more zone time. Lakovitz leaves that one. Richard. Panthers trying to work the puck low here, but the Devils have broken it up with some good work by their right-sided defenseman. And Billingsley communicating with Risling. They try and get that puck out the zone, the Panthers, although they nearly threw it right into the hands of Charles Longley. Here is Stewart. On a loose puck, broken play, shoots short side. Bounds has kept his position in the butterfly, low to his near pipe. Didn't even need to move for the second chance. Showing some confident signs here early, the Cardiff Devils #1 netminder. And he will come out and stop that puck, and there will be a whistle for an offside, and we will see that face-off go 200 feet to the right of Mike Garnett. And very, very curious game we're seeing. 6 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the first period. We are goalless. Both teams having a couple of chances here though, Dan.
Yeah, I think the Devils definitely started off a bit bright. Mosley had a couple of chances, but I'd say in the last 8-9 minutes, Bounds has definitely been the busier goalie. Panthers have got pucks deep, been really physical, which is what we're looking for. And, they're taking pucks to the net, getting shots on Bounds, so I think they'll be happy with the last sort of 10 minutes.
Devils are going to work a shot here, though. Hedden decided to hang on. He'll drop it off. Mosey tried to send one into the far corner. It was redirected. Guptill will get that puck back as he tried to feed one of his fellow forwards. Longley receives the pass at the blue line. Dumps it in. And Stephen Dixon will battle Josh Tetlow for it. Won by the Devils. Longley to the boards. Mark Lewis manages to keep it in with a good stick. Dixon drops it off for Longley. High pressure from the Panthers here as the Devils are looking to cycle on that right wing. And the Nottingham Panthers will want to keep the Devils to the perimeter. Cardiff breaking in here, although there's nothing that Mark Lewis can do here, and Guptill might have a chance. On the break, he spins, pulls up, and the shot gets blocked before it gets to Ben Bounds as Alexander Guptill on a nice solo effort there, Dan, but he was up against it numbers-wise. Yeah, he's obviously the guy you want in that situation. He's great one-on-one, and I think if it was at the start of the shift, he might have had a little bit more juice in the tank there. He just couldn't get by that last defensive, but nice spinner armor move. He'll make something out of nothing, but he couldn't get it to the net. But, great defense by the boys, and they got it up to him, but hopefully they can get another one up to him soon, and he'll get the breakaway. The Devils will head back to the safety behind their net as they will break out. Joey Martin down the left-hand side has a little bit of space as he enters the zone. Forced to drop that puck along the boards though. Pope can't win that battle away from Stevie Lee. And the Panthers will advance. Dylan Olson. Hard pass to Lee. Tries to find Bolduc, tips it in, and he will change as neither team here wants to get a long shift. Here's Lakovic on that loose puck. The clearance attempt only falls into the hands of the home team. It'll be worked along the boards to Pither. Back to the half wall. Richard sends one towards the net front, although came off Fournier on its way through. Lakovic battling with Richardson. Fournier attempts to clear. Oh, he sent it out in front of his own net. Risky, but Duggan had enough space to react quickly. And you have to get those right, Dan. Sending the puck out from behind your own goal line to the slot like that, if they go wrong, they usually end up in the back of the net.
Yeah, it's a great way of getting out the zone. It's sort of a low pressure area. People don't expect you to make that play. And if you're confident enough to and skilled enough to, it's great. But like you said, if that puck gets turned over, someone's getting a grade A chance on their stick right in front of the net. So
yes, it wouldn't be the first time that we've seen one of those go wrong this season in the Elite League when the Nottingham Panthers took on the Coventry Blaze in the Sky Dome back in 2018. Nikolai Brunisven tried that, and after a quick pass to the back door from the Panthers when that went wrong, the Nottingham Panthers were able to score. I remember that very, very clearly as Chris Stewart was trying to force that one to the slot where Pellini was waiting, and the Devils should escape the zone here. Longley, the pass was behind him, tried to take it off the skate blade. Billingsley battles with him on the backboards. Matt Myers is in there. The man very much of the night, playing his 900th Elite League game. Sheastal with a D-to-D pass. Reddick didn't take it cleanly, so I don't feel that either team really has settled into kind of even really a middle gear here tonight. They're still feeling each other out very much as Herchebis on the forecheck prevents the Devils' advance. And Tetlow chases back in his own zone. He's hit hard into the backboards, and Livingston will advance with the puck here. Gets through a couple of poke checks to the point. Chance here, almost shoots into the crowd of players in front of Mike Garnett. He didn't get through to the netminder. One of the downsides of having a heavy net front presence is that not all of them get through.
Yeah, definitely, especially they've got some big bodies down there and they're trying to get them through to Mike Garnett. But yeah, sometimes, like you said, that happens and they don't find their way through.
Livingston has brought the puck up the ice well. Mosey will shoot wide, short side. Disguised his shot really well into the spaces. Garnett had tried to get to the middle of his net there. As he tried to read the angles as Ulmer, under pressure, gets this puck to the point. There'll be a chance here. Mosey shoots again, hits the stick of Stevie Lee in front of Garnett. Henderson unable to clear, but the Devils are heading for a line change and the Panthers can settle down. If you're just joining us, welcome to Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, only on Panthers TV with GMB and the Nottingham Building Society. Nottingham Panthers have dumped this puck in deep, and Richard finds some space and time in the corner. It's under pressure from Dixon, and Fournier enters the party, but probably counterproductive as Lakovic gets on that loose puck. Billingsley through traffic. Oh, he saw it late, Ben Bounds, but it was right in the chest protector. And he's able to make a routine save. Hedden coming the other way for the Devils, with Dixon arriving in space. Dixon sends it to the back door, and it just didn't land on the stick of Charles Longley. The Devils forced to the line and will end up in the neutral zone. Fournier hits the stick of Longley. Dumps it. Oh, an awkward bounce off the glass. Favours the Devils, and they are able to get out of the zone. Stewart. The Devils tight on him as Jerry Martin comes across to support Fournier to prevent him getting north, and the Devils themselves will advance now. Chance, far side. Bentivoglio to the net front, and the shot ends up going wide. Martin under a lot of pressure from the defenseman in front. She still keeps it going. Pope couldn't pick up the puck though. And the Devils were unable to keep that in the zone as they've started to be able to move that puck to the weak side down. Worrying signs. It's very difficult to deal with from a defensive perspective.
Yeah, great skate there by Sheastal, and hit one of the, I think it was Bentivoglio back door, and yeah, he was wide open. He elected to pass on that time, and I think the defensive maybe got a piece of it, maybe Garnett did, but I just noticed there that Evan Mosey started as a forward in this game. on this line here with Mosey and Martin and Bentivoglio. Now he's gone back on the point.
As Mosey shoots one straight off the face-off into the body of Mike Garnett. Those are the ones he won't mind, even when he's got traffic in front, as they are right on the logo, as they say.
Oh yeah, oh no, he'll be fine with those. He likes that. If it's a shot from the point with no traffic, you know, just try and get out of his way, get forward sticks in front, and let him see that, and he'll eat those up all day. So
Joey Martin will stand over this face-off for the Cardiff Devils. Hutchbees of the Panthers, and it's won by Martin. 9 points in his last 5 games. He wins that puck battle as well. Drives the line. Martin in, short side. Didn't get a shot on net. As Bentivoglio picks up the spoils. We're into the last minute of a so far scoreless first period. Fournier sends it to the slot. Big chance, big save from Garnett as a net front scramble. The Panthers are able to get the puck to the perimeter and then into the neutral zone. The Devils coming really strongly in the latter stages of this period, and another big chance there.
Yeah, obviously I said that the Panthers have come on really strong in kind of the middle section of this period, but yeah, this last 5 minutes has been all Devils, with Garnett making 2 or 3 big saves.
John Rio shoots wide, looking for that low far pad chance. We say all the time in commentary that those always end up with rebounds, and there might be one here as a blocker save from Garnett. As Rio took away the passing lane by putting his body on the ice. The buzzer will go for the end of the first period, and for what started as a bit of a simmer slowly started to boil up through that 20 minutes. Both teams starting to look a little bit more comfortable, and well, I don't think it's going to be scoreless for long at this rate.
No, I think, you know, the Devils obviously came on strong there. They've got that experience, they've got that high-end skill, and they started to make plays at the end, and you know, Panthers are going to have to watch out for that.
Yes. And man of the hour is, of course, Matthew Myers. We have some feature footage with him coming up shortly. Obviously, he meant a lot to Nottingham's fans, but also some to the current roster. We'll hear from some of them now.
We had a lot of funny times, to be honest, but he managed to get a tinned mackerel banned from the changing room. It was his favourite snack. He developed the nickname Mackerel Myers from it. But yeah, we would just eat it all the time in the room, and it stunk. So he managed to get that banned from the room, and got a nice nickname from it.
What's your funniest memory about Matthew Myers?
One of his cowbell moments, I think. We always used to nickname him Cowbell because you never knew where he was on the ice, and there was quite a lot of accidental collisions.
He always kept you ready. You never know when he will fall down and take your knee out, so he kept you ready all the time.
Favourite memory would be probably I remember one shift we were on the PK, and he ended up going out and scoring 2 penalty kill goals.
Yeah, I had to ban him to eat mackerel in the bus because it smells so bad. So he had to go outside when we stopped the bus to eat his mackerel.
I would have to say winning the league championship with him, because we'd waited so long and it was something special.
To be able to bring a league title back to Nottingham with that group of players, you know, Matthew, again, like I've said before, he was, you know, pivotal to that team. Obviously being British and the way he played the game, you know, like he was just a warrior every single night.
Hard work. He was such a hard worker on the ice, effort all the time, never giving up on pucks, and it was contagious. It made you work the same way. So yeah, it's a good quality to have.
Oh, he's a good guy. He works hard, and he played his role all his career, so that's why he brought him success.
Oh, he always worked hard. He was physical. He was actually a really good playmaker as well, and he was very successful here.
He's just a good guy to be around, always positive, made life at the rink pretty fun.
He's committed every single night. He's a great leader. He's an even better person. He brings you up when you're feeling down. He's a good guy to be around. And his work ethic as well is something special.
I just can't say enough good things about him. It was a sad day when he decided that he, you know, had to move back home.
My favourite thing is his wife, Nari. Hi, Nari.
Welcome back to Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, trusted for over 140 years. We've just had a segment play, 3 former Panthers, current Panthers, apologies, talking about the impact of Matthew Myers and now we turn to a former and somewhat legendary in his own right Panther, David Clark. David, we've heard the boys talking about Matthew. You were down on the ice presenting him his jersey. What an impact he made.
Yeah, Matthew's a terrific player, terrific person. I'm sure, as you heard from those messages from the boys, beautiful wife in Nairi, and yeah, a few nicknames we managed to give him over the years. But yeah, unbelievable servant for us here in Nottingham. Got a lot of special memories playing alongside him over those years, and obviously he's gone back to Cardiff and continued that winning tradition. So huge career, it's not over, and I'm sure there's a lot more success to come.
No, now we heard the players calling him like cowbell and talking about how you had to watch out for your knees when he was around, according to Guy. But to become the most decorated player in EIHL history, it speaks to him as a very, very good ice hockey player in his own right.
Absolutely, and I said earlier in the week, he's one of the most unrecognised, unsung heroes, I guess. He does the things which a lot of people don't want to do out there. He sacrifices his body. He can be offensive. He usually plays in a defensive role, big face-offs, block shots, gets underneath opponents' skin, and he's tough to play against. And I know that from playing against him. He's the best centreman you want on your side. You just have to be aware when he's coming. But yeah, playing with him, we always had a lot of success. Always knew when he went into the corners, he always didn't want you anywhere around for two reasons. One, he's pretty confident he'd come out with a puck and he'd find you. And the second one, he didn't want to injure you either being in there. But yeah, he's a great career, and it's great that it's still continuing.
Now, you talked about success. If you're watching from home and you don't know about the Nottingham Panthers history, David, you retired last season, but it wasn't just yourself that retired. Your jersey number was retired also, and you sit on the banner down there, joining the likes of Rippingale, Webber, Haddon, Nielsen. It must have been a wonderful moment for yourself.
Amazing, huge honour. When I first arrived in Nottingham, it was all about kind of cementing ice time and contributing to team success. And yeah, obviously over the years you grow and you become a part of the club, and you have a lot of success and you meet a lot of great people. And yeah, so fortunate for the career I had here. Coaches I played with, teammates, fans were always amazing to me, and yeah, to be up on that banner, I guess, alongside so many great people is a massive privilege.
Now, we did an interview when you left. You were talking about how it was going to be so hard to leave this sport behind. Your first year without hockey in maybe 15 years or something ridiculous like that, much longer maybe. How hard has it been to leave the sport behind, at least on the playing perspective?
Yeah, I always knew leaving something you love doing day in, day out was always going to be super, super tough. But you also have to be realistic and know it's never going to last forever. And I think I timed it pretty good. I had a good opportunity in another environment and corporate world, I guess you would call it, and it always intrigued me how I could do in that. So yeah, it's been good. I've enjoyed it. It's been challenging, and I think I've grown in that side of the working world. But yeah, I think in terms of missing it, I definitely didn't miss it over Christmas. It was my first Christmas in 20 years, and it was amazing just to be at home with a family and not be thinking about that second portion of Christmas turkey on Christmas Day, because you're playing the next day. So I really enjoyed Christmas. But yeah, when kind of after Christmas, obviously the Panthers have been struggling a bit, which I hate to see personally, and you start thinking about things, start following it a bit more closely, and wanting to kind of turn the corner. So yeah, probably maybe the last 3-4 weeks you kind of started, it's that time of year where the year starts and you're on a downward run, I guess, in a hockey season. So yeah, I started kind of having a few twitches, but I got to stay strong, and I continue to enjoy it from afar.
Well, you're not totally removed, because obviously we've had David Clark, the hockey player, we've had David Clark, the hockey captain, we've had David Clark, the hockey assistant coach. Now we've got David Clark, hockey dad. You've got Morgan, who was at the under-20s tournament just the other week in Estonia. What's it been like following his career and like getting to actually pay attention to his games now?
Yeah, it's great, and that was a big reason too. You miss a lot when you play at the weekends when he was playing, and fortunate to have an unbelievable father that would fill in for me and clock up the tarmac miles when I was playing. And yeah, a big thing for me this year was obviously to go and watch him play out in Estonia with the national team. Last year I got a couple of games in, but it was a full day to Scotland and back, and yeah, not a great day after, that was for sure. So yeah, it was nice just going out there and just being dad in the stands and Now I realise why my dad enjoyed taking him everywhere, because you get to have a few beers. So yeah, it was good. It was good fun. Shame he got injured against Estonia, but you know, it's just nice to see him and a lot of other kids that I get to work with in the summers as well grow into young men and start to make some good strides in the sport.
Now, we obviously brought you here for the Matthew Myers jersey presentation, but it's also a fairly special occasion for the club as a whole. Saturday Night Showdown brought to you by Lucas, the first time the Panthers are live, free, global on YouTube. It's quite a cool achievement for the Panthers to be the first kind of pro club in UK hockey to achieve that.
Absolutely, and speaking to you on the way up in a lift, it's great that you're testing, pushing new boundaries. I think for the sport to continue to grow, people have got to take a few risks, and you know, credit to the Panthers, yourself, the organisation for taking a gamble. I'm sure everyone's enjoying it. It seems to be going down well, hopefully, and you know, fingers crossed this continues.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, David. We're going to let you carry on watching the rest of the game when we come back to it. We've got about 13 more minutes before we get back to some ice hockey. Now, one thing in UK ice hockey is a high turnover of players, and every year the Panthers Nation has to get to know their new heroes. So we thought over the summer that it might be fun for the Panthers Nation to get to know the new players while they got to know one another. And so we debuted a little thing we like to call player versus player, and we're going to show you a few of those clips right now. Thank you again, David.
Thanks, Kai.
What's your best hockey memory? It doesn't have to be about you.
Losing the Gagarin Cup final.
Why?
It sucked, but it was like just massive relief and sense of accomplishment at the same time. It was weird, but yeah.
I remember seeing Wayne Gretzky play his last game in Canada.
Really?
Yeah, it was in Ottawa. It was four rows from the glass. I don't know if it's my best one, but it's one of my fondest. And I remember my dad. I went with my dad and my sister, and he got offered 10 times the amount of value for the tickets that we paid for him. And he almost just took us out for dinner and bought us a toy, but ended up taking us to the game, so that was pretty cool.
And bought us a toy.
Yeah, he said that. He goes, I almost took you for dinner and bought you something. That's good. I like that.
I think back in minor hockey, I had a team that played together our whole way up, and we won an OMHA, which is like an Ontario Canada championship together.
Nice. It was I was playing for Team Canada at the World Junior A Challenge, and we were playing against Russia. I was 16, 17, and I took the puck end to end. I beat the D-man wide, and as I was going to the net, he tripped me. So I was on two knees and right in front of the goalie, and off the two knees I went bar down. Nice. So I was pretty stoked about that one.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, winning the
Treble.
yeah, that was very special.
I'd say the World Championships just gone getting promoted to Pool A. It's pretty cool.
Winning the World Championships last year.
Gold medal? I think the gold medal in Budapest this year.
Yeah.
Probably the best one.
Yeah.
If you could get paid top level money to do something else, what would it be?
Pilot.
Nice.
Makes sense.
Brain surgeon.
Brain surgeon.
It's interesting.
Here's the thing, Sammy. I think you can get paid top level money to do that.
Yeah. That's just what you get paid.
Yeah. Maybe you should do it.
Lion Tim.
I mean, I think if you go from being a hockey player to like some sort of a rock star would be nice. A nice transition.
Rock star.
Rock star.
Yeah.
Wow, why?
I love Justin Timberlake.
You? I would have to go either a pro golfer or a pro baseball player.
Nice.
I would say golf.
Oh, golf. Yeah. I gotta go golf. I have to change my answer. Golf.
Golf. Top level money, anything.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. It's Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, only on Panthers TV with the GMB. You can watch the Nottingham Panthers live next Saturday, only at the Motorpoint Arena when they take on the Milton Keynes Lightning. Face-off at 7 p.m. For tickets and fixtures, head to panthers.co.uk. Link in the bio below, and you can join our competition on Twitter. It's Better Live with Lucas. You could win 4 box seats to watch the Nottingham Panthers take on the Manchester Storm in the game on March 16th. Lucas will even pay for a meal and a hotel for you to enjoy the game in the company of a hockey expert. To run through the rules and all of the action with you, you've got until 10 minutes to go in the third period to get your entry in. So don't miss out and enter now. All you've got to do, send them a picture of you watching the game, so check out the link in the bio of this video to get involved. The winner will be announced at the end of tonight's game. Of course, the next team to enter the Motorpoint Arena will be the Milton Keynes Lightning, and we can watch some highlights from when they played the Panthers for the first time this season back in November.
It's midweek hockey time, and the Panthers are just one of 6 teams in action around the league tonight. The Milton Keynes Lightning travel to Nottingham off the back of an impressive win against defending champions the Cardiff Devils on Sunday night. The Panthers will be looking to kick off their 3 games in 5 nights run with a win tonight. And you can check out Panthers' latest signing, Patrick Munson, as he takes to the ice for the first time. Tonight's game is sponsored by the De Vere Orchard Hotel, and they've got a special deal for fans on the 15th of December, so join us for festive celebrations. Tonight's game is in the Elite League, and our highlight show is sponsored by the legend, Nottingham's #1 family-friendly hockey pub. It's time to go to the action.
These sides faced just at the weekend, with the Panthers coming out on top. Turtubis now, he's got help with Guptill. Kovacs is there as well. Early shot, has it gone in? No, the netminder doesn't know where it is. Garnett out from his net does well. Needs to get back in though, the Lightning are back on it. Panthers can break now with Kovacs. It's 3-on-2, he's got Guptill and Pither. Finds Pither, looking for the goal, can he get it in? It's scrambling around and wide. Guptill was there as well. Chance not over though as Guptill shoots, and it's saved there. Tyler Van Cleef. Got Pellini in the middle. Van Cleef shoots. Good save on the rebound. Betridge surely. What another save there by Killeen.
Yeah, Killeen with a huge double save there. One save on Van Cleef and then a huge save on the rebound on Ollie Betridge there. He keeps this one 0-0.
Into Hurtubise. Hurtubise once again inside. Kovacs can't get it out from under his skates, really. He's still got possession of it, though. Dropped off there. Guptill. Good save once more by Patrick Killeen. Is it going to be one of them nights?
Yeah.
Past the blue line. Inside looking for Farmer. 2 seconds, and that's killed it off. Mazanek coming forward for the Lightning.
Yeah, great kill there by the Lightning. They'll be happy with that. Big hit coming in by Baldu.
Coming up to halfway gone in this power play, the second for the visitors. Balegion getting it forward, and it's a shot there from point blank range, and it's still knocking around. I think Garnett's got it. Not exactly sure what exactly was going on there. I think he had it from the original shot. Shot out of nowhere from Pither. Killeen sticks his arm out and saves it, and the Panthers are still on the attack here. Lightning can't get it away. We've got 1:49 to go in the first period. It's wide by Taverden. It's had a good shift here. Chance again, and there it is. There's the opener. It was Luke Pither who came onto it. Good work from Marek Taverden.
Yeah, they could contain him for a certain amount of time, but if you give Pither and those guys a lot of chances around the net, he did great keeping the puck in the zone. And then eventually it falls to him in the slot, and a great shot from him, low glove. And he gives the Panthers the lead with 1:41 remaining.
Panthers come away with possession. Taverden. Pither back to Taverden. And Pither again. Fires one, and Risling there coming in with the first time shot, and hit the side netting shot from Pither, looking for his second, and smothered and gathered up by Killeen. As you say, it's only looking like a matter of time of this game. They can really get a stranglehold on this with perhaps a couple of goals here, but here come the Lightning. Nice work from Wallace, and it's saved there by Garnett.
And a great chance there for the ex-NHL forward Wallace, short-handed, and a huge save by Mike Garnett to keep this one tied.
Clear it around the boards again. Wallace gets a lucky little bounce and he comes forward. It's still Wallace. He plays it across and it's an excellent save by Garnett. Tips it over. Lepin tries to flatten him against the boards, but the Panthers come away with it. Kovacs, nice flick inside there. Here comes Alex Guptill. What can he do one-on-one? Still got it as Guptill fired and saved by Killeen. Pellini deflects it towards Killeen's goal. Paws is still on stage. Playing a nice little set there. Wallace comes forward for the Lightning. Number 28 gets it across and it's a shot and it's in. They've equalised. Have the Lightning. It was a good break.
Yeah, finally they managed to find a way past Garnett, and again, all through Wallace, great creativity by him. He just delays and hits the guy back door there, and he fires 5 holes. Just waiting to see he put that in. I think it might have been Mazanik there, the defenseman, joining the rush late. Yeah, Lightning, ever since you can kind of hear the atmosphere in the arena go, a little bit quiet there, and Lightning got their tails up, and they've had a good couple of shifts here.
Another chance here, saved again by Garnett. It was Wallace. The assist for the first, nearly got the second. It's fallen here to Guptill. What can he do there? What a finish, Alex Guptill on the spin. He got a bit lucky as the puck fell to him, but there was nothing lucky about that finish. 2-1.
And a great individual goal by Alex Guptill. A little bit of good fortune there. The defenseman tried to bat that one out the air and it fell right to him. Came out of nothing. But great move by Guptill there. A little spinner armour on his backhand and fires that one in. And that's, classic Guppy. He'll make something out of nothing and he gives the Panthers that lead.
6:08 to go in the second. The Panthers are back up 2-1. Guptill on the face-off with less than 15 to go here. And look at that, would you? It's 3-1 straight off the face-off.
And what a shot by Rob Lakovic. Right off the face-off. He doesn't dust it off, just a one-timer high glove. And with 13 seconds left, that gives the Panthers a 3-1 lead. But again, just a great, good face-off win. And then it's an unbelievable individual effort there from Lakovic. Yeah, good power play there by Milton Keynes, starting to get a few shots to the net, pucks and bodies to the net. One won't just go in from the moment. Garnett again standing tall.
Mazanek fires it, flicks it towards goal, and Garnett flicks it up and catches it with 3 seconds to go in the power play. Panthers are away here. Lakovic, he's got 2 men over. Biggs and Farmer falls back to Lakovic. Can he get his second of the night? No, he can't. And the Lightning just about get it away, but Biggs now into Farmer. Shot saved just about by Killeen. Less than 12 to go in this one. Panthers are up by 2. Get it back here, though, through Tetlow. Looked for Van Cleef, but evaded him. Bettridge putting pressure on well. And again from Bettridge, and the refs have pulled him up on that. 2-1, and the Panthers back to full strength. Good shot by Wallace, good save by Garnett, and a couple of chances there in front of the net by Fine, but Garnett does well and gets on it. And Guy Lepin fancies a little bit of the Lightning again.
Yeah, Garnett stands tall there. Like we said, Lightning had all the possession, not too many chances, but...
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back live to the Motorpoint Arena here in Nottingham for the second period of Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, only on Panthers TV with the GMB. Don't forget to join our competition on Twitter. It's Better Live with Lucas. You can win 4 box seats to watch the Nottingham Panthers take on the Manchester Storm on March 16th. Lucas will even pay for a meal in a hotel for you to enjoy the game in a company of a hockey expert to run through the rules with you. You've got until 10 minutes to go in the third to get your entry, so don't miss out. All you've got to do is send them a picture of you watching the game, so check out the link in the bio of the stream to get involved. Ed Kimberley with you, bringing you all of the action from the second period with Dan Green to my left, a former Nottingham Panthers netminder. Dan, a very cagey first 20 minutes. The Cardiff Devils looked like they were just biding their time.
Yeah, I think so a little bit. Obviously, very veteran group they've got over there. They're on the road. They've got a long trip again tomorrow. They want to come in here and get the 2 points however they can. And yeah, they played, strong D. Sort of the 1-4 backing up, trying to be good defensively, not give up too many chances. And, they created some good chances themselves at the end. So fairly even first period, though.
As Farmer dumps the puck in And the Devils collected behind their net. Ben Bounds doing a good job of calming things down, giving his defenseman a chance, and the Devils unfortunately unable to take advantage, and they are whistled down for an icing. We've kept an eye on the chat window. It's great to have such an awesome conversation going. A few hellos to pick out of that. Big hello to Jeannie Williams watching in North Carolina, the Fail 205 and Ben Carnhill. Hello to Oddman Rush, Cillian Vario watching in California, and Darrell Olson from Ontario. I'm assuming some relation to Panthers defenseman Dylan Olson, so it's great to have you all joining us here on Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas as Mike Hedden enters the zone for the Devils. He tries to shield Stevie Lee away from the puck, who didn't look comfortable on his feet there, and the Devils will retain possession. They look to the net front. Pass ends up to the right side of defense. Mosey drives one, comes off Stevie Lee's skate, and Gleason Fournier will pick this one up in the neutral zone. It was 15 shots for the Panthers, 9 for the Devils in the first period. And the Panthers look like they're going to get one here, although Guptill unable to complete that move on Fournier. Longley coming the other way with support from Pope, although he's unable to execute the drop passes. Charles Longley looks to go get a change. Dylan Olson sends it round the boards. Herchebis will chip it long, and it's a while. But Mark Herchebis, former Edinburgh Capital, way back when, and he's had an interesting career since then, a bit of a journeyman through the European leagues. Again, what we said there's so much tonight about this Panthers team, good on both sides of the puck.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he was an absolute force. I remember when he was here last time, I think he scored over 100 points and went away, and he's in Europe for a long time, and he's made his way all the way back here. But yeah, like you just saw then, physical, skates well, plays hard at both ends, but obviously a naturally gifted offensive player.
Puck ends up with Herchebis on the boards. Rissling takes it on his own blue line as the Devils look to work this north. Reddick chips it ahead of Pope, who had his stick taken away by the right-sided defenseman. Reddick on the forecheck tried to keep that puck alive in the offensive zone, but it ends up going for an icing. Another hello to Courtney and the Biscuits. I'm not sure whether the Biscuits are, I don't know, pets, literal biscuits. If they are literal biscuits, I hope there's a cup of tea there to dunk them in. Big hello to you guys. Thank you for joining us live on Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas on Panthers TV with the GMB. Face off to the left of Garnett, won by the Devils, shot straight away into the leg pad of Garnett, who kicked the right pillow out, and the Devils straight away managed to swamp that puck in the neutral zone, take control, and a good forecheck by the Panthers delays them breaking out, but Pope will start things up now. Pope, strong on his feet, will backhand it on net, a low glove save from Garnett. And that kind of petered out a little bit there, Dan. Pope taking the chance, forced onto his backhand by the D, and the wingers just a little bit away, a second closer to the net, and that would have been trouble.
Yeah, I think they obviously didn't have anybody in front of the net because it was off the rush. Good back pressure by our forward there. And yeah, we sort of guided him onto his backhand, and he takes a backhand shot on Garns, and he'll eat those up all day, hopefully. So
Matthew Myers wins that draw cleanly, and a shot into the belly of Garnett, but he didn't hold it. The Devils tried the wrap around here, short side, saved off Hedden. Myers on the rebound, keeps things alive for the Devils. Shot into the glove of Garnett. Looked like it might have hit him in the cheetah, the kind of wrist protection from the glove, and puck ends up coming out of the zone. There's a couple of half looks there from the Devils on the Panthers net, and Sam Duggan should be able to bring this one north. Still in control of the Biscuit, taking it in behind the goal line to the point. Little shimmy shake from Fournier, trying to open up some space, and somehow the puck stays in the zone. As Cardiff work it to the top of the slot, although Myers looks like he trod on the puck there. As that one is dumped in, Duggan, Hedden finds it in his feet with pressure from the defenseman. Well, the Devils can't keep that one alive, and the Panthers will send it long, although for an icing. Cardiff here getting a lot of in-zone time down as we're kind of 3.5 minutes through the second period.
Yeah, I think this period, like you said, 3.5 minutes, we've been basically camped in the Panthers' end. Garnett with a couple of good saves back there. Yeah, I think the Devils have kind of turned the screw, maybe got the bus legs out after the first period, and now they're really starting to assert their dominance. So the boys need to step up, match their intensity here, and try and get a little bit of offensive pressure themselves.
Mark Lewis will dump that one in. Puck in the corner. Ulmer for Livingston. He's under some pressure from Rissling. Nice route taken by Lakovic to step into the play. Right in the passing lane, preventing any option from the Devils, although they have turned the puck back the other way. Ulmer with pressure. Livingston will pick it up. Ulmer to the point. Shot redirected on the way through. Gloved out of danger by the defense from Rissling. The Devils will have to start back in their own zone. Livingston tried to bat it out of the air, and Rissling can only find Lane Ulmer with the puck. A long shift for this Devils line. A veteran line. Lane Ulmer, of course, with Sean Bentivoglio having a lot of success in Asiago over several seasons before coming to the Elite League, as Longley tried to put it to the net front area. Dealt with well by the defence. And the Cardiff Devils have to mop up behind their own net here. Under some pressure, she's still forced to get it out of his possession, although a mistake by Dixon. Robert Farmer on the forecheck with Pellini. Trying to free that puck up as Farmer lands a great hit on the backboards. Tetlow on the loose puck. Dumps it in. Farmer. She still throws the body. Puck comes out. Pellini out of his feet with a one-timer. Didn't get all of it. And that one ended up wide of the net, as Ben Bounds keeping a firm eye on this one, as that puck's been bandying around in front of him for the first time really this period. But nothing troubled him. And the Panthers can go back behind their net to start again. 5 minutes having gone here in the second period. Live on Saturday Night Showdown. Guptill to the slot. A big chance. And a goal from John Rio. And the Panthers light the lamp for the first time tonight in transition. And your man Dan to watch. Guptill the creator. John Rio the scorer. The Panthers get a lead against the run of play.
Yeah, completely against the run of play there. All starts by Mike Garnett behind the net. He makes a great play and he finds Guptill, and it's up to Johnny. Row time, show time, and he scores there. High glove on Bounds. Guptill with a great dish in front. Rowe doesn't dust it off, and he just rips it high glove, and he gives the Panthers the lead. Yeah,
John Rio's second goal of the season gets the Nottingham Panthers a lead here in the Motorpoint Arena against the back-to-back defending champions, the Cardiff Devils. On Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, only on Panthers TV with the GMB. What a way to respond to extended pressure, and there might be a chance here for Guptill, although the whistle has gone for offside. And well, the fans here in the Motorpoint down hadn't quite recovered from the first goal of the night. They nearly got to see the second denied by a whistle.
Yeah, just slightly obviously offside there. Guptill would have been in, and like we were obviously praising Alex Guptill before, this time he turns provider on that goal. And yeah, if he'd have got in there on a little mini breakaway, could have well have doubled the lead. But yeah, after the Panthers had a little bit of a poor start to the period, they obviously a couple of good shifts, and then they come back with a huge goal by Johnny Rowe.
As Joey Martin will stand over this face-off with Alexander Bolduc. As we look at the back of Matt Pope and Kevin Henderson, the Panthers captain, as Guy Lepine shares the bench with Rick Strachan. Chipped ahead by Pope to the slot. Bentivoglio gets there, tries to turn around Stevie Lee. Looking to put the point. Fournier through traffic, tipped in front, and a good reaction save by Garnett. It looked like he read that all the way. And Betteridge, the other end of the ice, is unable to get round Richardson. And that one ends up going the length of the ice for icing. I know we've been focusing on Matthew Myers tonight, but another player who's shared Nottingham Panthers as his alumni, and that's Mark Richardson. And what a complete player here. Started his career, of course, as a forward here before transitioning to a defenseman. And that's harder than going the other way around.
Yeah, I had the pleasure to play with Mark in one of his first years in Bracknell. He was a forward then, and he was one of the best young, talented British forwards in the game. And to me, I thought it was crazy that he was going to go back when I saw him playing back there for the Panthers under Corey Nilsson. But it was a great move by Corey, and obviously he's been, amazing. Like you said, he skates so well, so much skill, so composed. He can make plays, but again, like some of the other guys, blocking shots, all the little things that people don't notice, he does it all, and he barely misses a game. And he's been a credit to the Devils and GB for a long time now.
As the Panthers win the offensive zone draw, a shot high and wide from the point, however, from Billingsley, and the Devils will, you expect, get out the zone here. Fournier, using his high-end skating ability, drops it off to Pope. Chance looming for the Devils in front, and it's in the back of the net. Bentivoglio held on. Garnett tried to get the leg pad up, but he was unable to prevent that puck from entering the back of the net. And the Devils equalise only a couple of minutes after the Panthers have taken the lead. Let's watch again.
Yeah, great bounce back here by the Devils, and it all starts with our guy there, Gleason Fournier. Great transition to Pope, and then Pope backdoor to Bentivoglio. He just outweights Mike Garnett there. Garnett's so close to that one, but you see Fournier through the middle. Pope waits, good patience. Bentivoglio to the net, and again, great patience by him. He could have shot that straight away, but Garnett was in a good position. He just held on to it and outweighted Mike Garnett and round him, and he fires in. And yeah, great play there. Hopefully Mike Garnett's all right. He's down on the ice, but looks like an equipment issue maybe.
Yeah, potentially. He really had to sprawl out to get that one. On first look, Dan, I thought he got it with the right pad as he flicked it up back behind his back, and somehow it redirected maybe off the inside of his leg pad there and in.
Yeah, that happens quite often, either off the post and off of him, or maybe straight off. It looked like he was you know, up with the play, and he was mirroring Bentivoglio there, but like I said, he just outweighted him, and it just squeaked over. It probably didn't even touch the back of the net there, but just over the line, and that's the veteranness you see there of the Devils. They're down for, what, maybe a minute and a half, and, you know, they're straight back in this game.
Yeah, Sean Bentivoglio scoring his 10th goal of the season, joins a whole host of his fellow teammates in double figures in the goal column for this season, and what is a high-scoring Cardiff Devils team. Matthew Myers takes the puck back behind the net. That was the response that Andrew Lord would have been looking for. As Reddick outlets to Duggan. Duggan under a lot of pressure from Pellini. And the Panthers will be able to come north here. Stewart heads north. Pellini carries the puck himself, though, shoots into the glove of Bounds, who hangs on with Farmer heading straight to the net. And you really don't expect Ben Bounds to give up a rebound there, but for Farmer it's about two things: fundamentals, establishing that consistency, heading to the net. He gets right tight in bounds. It's psychological as well.
Yeah, I think so. It's just, you know, there's never a bad shot in hockey, and you know, Farms has a great shot. He's coming down the wing. No, potentially Bounds probably not going to give up a rebound there, but you never know. One might squeak in off the pad for a rebound. And, you know, it's just about wearing, you know, the opposition goalie down, getting pucks in the net, keep him guessing the whole time. And, yes, a great play by Farms.
Well, that will be icing again by the Cardiff Devils. You're watching the Nottingham Building Society Panthers take on the Cardiff Devils only on Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas. And you can watch the Nottingham Panthers live next Saturday only at the Motorpoint Arena versus Milton Keynes Lightning. Face off at 7 p.m. For tickets and fixtures, head to panthers.co.uk. The link is in the bio below, where I know a wonderful conversation is going on. We'll get some more shout outs to you as the period develops, as the Devils fight this puck free behind Ben Bounds' net, and they will start up with Livingston. 2-on-2. Sends a pass to the slot with help arriving. Chance goes wide off the pads of the netminder as the Devils look to open up the weak side in transition. Oh, a loose puck off the backboards. Falls fortuitously for Livingston. Mosey sends it off the backboards and round. She still will arrive. The former second-round pick to the Buffalo Sabres. Puck comes free. Mosey shoots hard on the one-timer. Garnett made a big blocker save there. And that keeps this game level, as you really don't want someone with as hard a shot as Evan Mosey getting a one-timer from that area of the ice.
Yeah, especially when he's walking into it. It's not like he was stood still. He got a good 2 or 3 strides, and Mosey has a good shot. He's back on the point at the moment, but, you know, normally he's a forward, and Garnett there, you know, it's going to take something special to beat him. He's having a good night so far, and he's out top of the crease. He makes a nice blocker save there, but yeah, great transition just before that by the Devils. That's what they're so good at, getting that puck from their own end to the offensive zone very quickly, and just wide of the net there, and then Mosey with a good chance. So Devils pressing to try and get that goal to give them the lead.
Yes, a lot of offensive zone draws have been won by the team you would call it an offensive zone draw for. That's really, really important, and, you know, could lead to a high-scoring game, although it is one apiece here with 8 minutes having gone in the second frame. Surprisingly, no penalties yet between these two Earhart Conference rivals. Although never say never. More than likely in a hockey game, you will have at least one penalty per team. I'm trying to remember the last time we saw an Elite League game where there wasn't one, as the Devils give up that puck on the forecheck, and Vettridge shoots right into the belly of Ben Bounds. Tail of the tape between the two netminders going into tonight's game. Mike Garnett has a 91 save percentage, a 2.86 goal against average. Ben Bounds very similar statistically, slightly better with a 2.36 goal against average and a 9.16 save percentage. Very similar built netminders, very chest heavy, big shoulders. They're able to drop low and take away a lot of the top part of the net. And that's kind of the blueprint of professional netminders around the world at the moment, which is kind of a trickle down from the NHL down, which I'm sure we can talk about later, as the Devils are going to go on the penalty kill for the first time tonight.
You jinxed it.
Yeah, it's the curse of the commentator. I've brought that up from Coventry with me. And it will be the first power play of the night for the Nottingham Building Society. Nottingham Panthers Saturday night showdown, brought to you by Lucas, Ed Kimberley and Dan Green. And I think we're going to get right down to it now with the first power play of the night.
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously it's a bit of a double blow for the Devils. They down a man, but also Joey Martin, one of their top penalty killers. He's a threat short-handed offensively, and he does a great job killing penalties too. So they're going to miss him for 2 minutes, and hopefully the boys here on the first power play for the team of the night can get on the board here again.
Face-off won by the Panthers. Herchebis at the half wall. Panthers take the puck behind the net. Worked out to the point. Herchebis spinning, looking in. The Devils trying to keep the home team to the perimeter here as Pellini headed to the net front area. Myers might be able to break here. He'll kill some time. If nothing else, he gets a shot on the blocker side on Garnett. Went high. Very old school looking save that from Mike Garnett. Very animated on that drop pass to Farmer. Is animated as well and gets the crowd as animated. And the Panthers stay in the zone. Farmer's shot went high and wide. The next one, they'll look to dial in right on the net as Herchebis behind the net to Farmer. They look hungry to get their lead back here. Billingsley, one-timer, wide. Comes off the backboards for Herchebis. Sends it off the cage. A misplaced pass, and they try to jam it out in front behind the net by Farmer. Billingsley drops it down low. Farmer running things here behind the net. A bad place from a Devils perspective for them to be. Billingsley fans on his one-timer, checks his stick. It's all good. Pellini back to the point. Billingsley will shoot, looking for the tip from the right wing. It's a net from scramble, and the Devils will get it clear. Patient stuff here from the Panthers on the man advantage with 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think that was a good power play so far. No real grade A's, but they moved the puck well. A couple of shots towards the net, a couple of block shots. Billingsley missed the net on one, but they had full possession, played it around well, created some openings, but the Devils do a good job getting in lanes and kind of keeping you to the outside.
It was Joey Martin who took a trip to the box, incidentally. Did I see slashing as the call down?
Yeah.
As I'm glad I can read Tom Donnell's very emphatic gesture for slashing. It hasn't changed over the years as Pither might change the scoreline here. A backhand just wide of the net from John Rio, looking for his second of the night. There might be another one here though, as Stewart from the saucer pass on the back door just didn't fall for him. Martin on a 3-on-1 the other way. Mosey back to Martin, shoots. Garnett makes a huge glove save, and that gets the Motor Point Arena on its feet. Wonderful save from Mike Garnett on a 3-on-1 in transition, and we'll watch this again, Dan.
Yeah, huge save there by Garns. Obviously out the penalty box there, Joey Martin, he's the playmaker there. He hits Mosey streaking down the wing, who gives it back to him, and obviously Joey Martin right in the slot, grade A chance. And Garnett manages to keep up with the play there. Great footwork from him. He's in a great position. He makes the glove save. So, right on the halfway mark here, pretty much, and he keeps this one level at 1.
Gleason 48 from the point after the Devils win the offensive zone face-off. His shot hit traffic, and the Panthers are going to send traffic of their own north here. Puck in front of bounds on a redirected shot. Makes a save off the chest. Bettridge kept his stick on the ice. Good fundamentals from the Brit. And he goes to work along the boards. The Devils will swamp him, outnumber him, and pick up the puck. And they will eventually come north, although Pope with a risky pass, easily picked off by Henderson. Curious mistake from Pope, and the Panthers might have a scoring chance here, which they do. It's a save from bounds off Henderson, and a big hit comes in on the backboards from Pope. He'll be looking to make up for that mistake, Dan, which led to that scoring chance. A rare one from such an experienced player.
Yeah, you don't see him make too many mistakes like that. He's, like we've said before, very good at both ends of the ice, but sometimes plays happen quickly. It might have kind of been in a bit of a blind spot for him, and he throws that one up, but luckily for himself and the Devils, the Panthers couldn't capitalise on it.
Herchebis' pass behind John Rio, and Cardiff will come the other way. Duggan. Livingston winds up, sends one looking for the tip, and Duggan did get a piece of it. but was unable to redirect it towards the net of Mike Garnett. Livingston picks that puck up again, back to the point. Shot down low from Batch. Ulmer on the loose stuff. Livingston back to Ulmer. He shoots through traffic. It ends up in Garnett's equipment somewhere, and he will hang on for the save. If you're just joining us halfway through the night, welcome to Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas. And a mutual friend of ours down there sent us a message, Connor Ramby, when he was playing for Coventry. He says, I played and got a win against Cardiff, and he says a big hello to you as well.
Oh yeah, he was a really good young goalie. I coached him a little bit and then actually played against him when he was in Coventry and I was here, so I don't think he's playing anymore, but glad he's watching, tuning in, and hopefully he's cheering for the Panthers. I know his parents are here, they're always at home games. So.
Yep, a Nottingham local product of the Nottingham junior system. As Garnett watches this face-off to his right. Face-off won by the Devils. Dixon doing a good job of getting that back, but the Panthers swamp it, and Lakovitz the other way tries to send it to the net front. Pither shoots, stick save from bounds from the perimeter. Didn't have anything else on, and if in doubt, throwing the puck on net isn't a bad option. Stevie Lee dumps that one in. Lakovitz back where it came to Dylan Rashad. Lakovitz again. Olson creeping in. His shot was wide. And Rashad keeps that puck in the zone. Bit of a scramble for the puck here, and the Devils take one off Bounds' equipment and will come 3-on-2. Chance for the visitors. Hedden slowly but surely send one to the net front. Looking for the Sean Longley tip. His stick was taken away by Lee, and Rob Farmer is going to try and take this puck north. Richardson gets the better of it. He's right at the edge of that long stick of Robert Farmer. Although some scrappy stuff in the neutral zone prevents either team getting a handle on the puck. I don't know which team that suits more, the scrappy kind of play. Maybe the home team tonight, as Mosey comes forward and shoots off the blocker of Garnett, and the Panthers trying to track that puck. It's under the netminder somewhere, and eventually the whistle will go. Well, I lost sight of that, but it must have been under the netminder. That's all I can think of, Dan.
Yeah, it was just under his legs. I don't think he knew where it was. He made a nice first save there on Mosey, and then he was kind of looking around for it, but I think it was under him the whole time, so no danger there. But yeah, gave us a little bit of a scare for a couple of seconds.
Yes, and you can watch the Nottingham Panthers live next Saturday, only at the Motorpoint Arena versus the MK Lightning. Face-off at 7 p.m. Tickets available, panthers.co.uk. Link is in the bio below. Make sure you head to panthers.co.uk for those. Loose puck picked up by the Devils on the forecheck. Livingston wraps it around. Fournier creeps in. A hard shot with a huge block by Betteridge. And that's a sacrificial play from the youngster, as that's sent in by Richardson. And that's what the coaching staff and the Panthers will want to see more of those, as Morissette just about picked that one up and is able to keep it in his teammates' hands, if nothing else. Big hit comes in from Tetlow. Lovely body from the big man as Livingston turns into the hit from Hughes. Fournier with a chance on the one-timer and another diving block. Loose puck to Ulmer. I don't know whether that one came off Garnett. I have a feeling it was off Tetlow, in which case there'll be 3 blocked shots on this shift, Dan. An incredible sacrifice from the home team to keep this game level. There's going to be a penalty on the play, though, as Garnett makes a save on the backhand from Fournier. It's going to be a power play for the visitors.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing, just going back to Ollie Betteridge, that's the kind of thing that, you know, wins you games, turns seasons around. He makes 2 huge blocks there on Fournier, one of the best, if not the best, offensive defenseman in the league. Sacrifices his body, and then Garnes comes up with a big save. So, yeah, great job there by Ollie and by Garnes in net. And Balduke's going to go here, like you said, for 2 for slashing. So the first power play for the Devils. So we'll see if they can capitalise where the Panthers couldn't.
Yes, and they have the top-rated power play in the Elite League at 26.6%. Nottingham's penalty kill, 81.7%. But they will have to start back in their own zone with Drew Sheastel, who has been on the radar for a number of Elite League teams for a couple of seasons, has ended up joining the Devils through the start of this campaign, as that pass ends up on the stick of a Devils forward in the zone. Dixon back to Sheastel as they're set up here now. Manages to get through Pither. Pass through the box to Longley. Ends up back in Charles Longley's hands. He tries to stretch that again through the penalty kill box to the left wing. back to Longley, and this is very curious from the Devils. It's a high-risk pass through the box like that, and they've tried 3 or 4 forcing it, and the Panthers are able to just weather the storm a little and get the puck 200 feet from their net. Why would they be doing that, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, normally when we've sort of obviously scouted the Devils a little bit, they're more of a down low on the power play, work it down below the goal line and then try and hit Fournier and these guys up top. But there's a couple of guys out there on the unit that you might not normally see on the power play. We'll see if they're going to change this to the other unit in a second. But
yes, certainly not. You think plan A from Andrew Lord so far on this man advantage. Dixon drops that puck in behind the net. Sheastal shoots on the wrist shot, tipped in front, big chance. Garnett's got the glove on it and he makes a save. And the Panthers defence just doing a job of boxing out and making sure the netminder can get to that rebound. And that was a little bit more like it from the Devils. Men in front, shot low from the point, looking for that low high tip.
Yeah, just all create down low, like we said, up to the half wall there on a shot. And yeah, they always have a guy in front of the net, big body there. And now you see what I would call probably the Devils' top unit here, with Mosey out there and Martin. And normally you would see Pope on this unit, so whether he's maybe nursing a bit of an injury or something on the bench, not quite sure, but normally he's on this unit, so we'll see if Mosey can step into his shoes.
Mosey at the half wall gets it back to the point. Fournier back for Evan Mosey. Chance maybe on the back door here. Big save from Garnett again. And that really was what the Devils were looking for with that pass to the weak side and a wonderful stop from the netminder. It was his shape that made that happen, Dan. Nice and compact.
Yeah, really well worked there. Mosey, and then not luckily it was Joey Martin, but being a left-handed shot, I saw him sneaking in. He couldn't take a one-time. We had to control it, which obviously gave Garnett just a split second to get across. But yeah, it takes away the bottom part of the net, nice and compact, and he makes a big save and holds on to the rebound.
Ulmer unable to win that offensive zone draw. 15 seconds left of this Devils PP. Puck below the goal line. Mosey, top of the circle, looking in. Devils might have one last shot on this power play. It's Gleason Fournier trying to force things here, although the puck got away from him. And the home team are back to full strength as Garnett is able to make a save. And actually, for both coaches, a whistle right at the end of the special teams is a good thing. They can get an even strength unit out, an aligned line, so to speak. And it's all about matchups here. Who's got out what they wanted to with who's been out on the special teams?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously, especially for ourselves, we have a guy coming onto the ice. Probably not with that unit. We've had those 4 guys on the ice for a while. But the same for the Devils. They've got a broken unit. So, yeah, it's good for both teams. Like you said, teams, they're probably trying to match lines a little bit. So they can both get a fresh unit out and we can start again.
As that puck ends up being carried deep by Mark Herchibisu, who's checked hard by Bryce Reddick, a native of Las Vegas. Tries to put a Viva Cardiff Devils hit in the corner there. Still a board battle, which the Panthers have won. A few glances to the referee for a potential slashing minor again, as 2 of the penalties tonight have been slashing. As Ben Bounds out, collects that puck well with the stick on it. Elevated puck too, and Pope will get this into the neutral zone. Cardiff unable to press home the advantage though. Panthers coming in. Palini on the backhand, hits the side of the net. Well, that got me and the thousands of Panthers fans in attendance on their feet. Still a chance here as Guptill unable to get to that rebound ahead of Mark Lewis. And the Panthers able to create a secondary opportunity seemingly from nothing there, Dan, and both teams will look to change here, you feel?
Yeah, definitely. I think they've obviously been up there for a little while now. Panthers with a couple of good chances. Stewart with a great play to Palini on his backhand, just couldn't direct it to the net.
And here is Palini sending one again to the net front. Farmer this time on his backhand, and Ben Bounds is able to make a save. And that's something, that play we've seen 5 or 6 times now throughout tonight, with the puck carrier going wide, a man heading straight down the guts of the slot, stick low, looking for that redirected puck.
Yeah, I think it's such a big play now, the shot tip in front, because you see Palini there, he can shoot that or he can go in front, so Bounds and the defenseman are kind of in 2 minds, and as a goalie trying to make a save on deflections, almost an impossible task, so throw it in there and Farmer can get his backhand on that and try and redirect it anywhere in the net, and it's past Bounds, but Bounds did a good job there.
Yes, and he's one of the best in the league, Rob Farmer, at heading to the net front area. And he shows his abilities with that low-high tip, getting good elevation as Duggan carries it into the offensive zone. Fournier kicks a bobbling puck to his blade and sent it to the net front area. No one able to pick it up. Ulmer, meanwhile, will have a little give and go with Fournier. stretched out Mike Garnett, but the pass didn't execute. And Bolduc looks to assert his dominance here on the backboards, or the puck has come free for the Devils as we're close to the last minute of the period here. The second frame really flying by. Cardiff in control of the biscuit in the zone here. Duggan turns, shoots, blocked on its way through again by the Panthers. And I think that's Ollie Bettridge once more who's managed to put his body in the line of the shooter. And that one scooped clear by the Panthers as both teams looking to change. Can either team get a goal late here in the second period to go into the intermission with an advantage? That will certainly be a huge factor in what so far has been a very low-scoring game.
Yeah, definitely. I think quite a few of our games, we're trying to play a really solid defensive style and, try and only give up 1 or 2 a game, and it's really going to give us a chance to win.
There's a wide route taken by the Devils man, and they sent a man to the net as well. And Stephen Dixon trying to make things happen. A big hit came in from Olson, making the Devils pay a price for heading to the prime real estate in front of Garnett with 20 seconds left of the period. Hedden, Longlay's headed to the net, although the pass goes astray. The Panthers are unable to have one last rush. The Devils might, however. Sent in on Garnett, easy stick save down low. Plays it off the boards, around to the perimeter, and we will have a buzzer to end the second period. Finally, we see a little bit of scoring. It's the Nottingham Building Society Panthers 1, the Cardiff Devils 1. You're watching live on Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, only on Panthers TV with GMB. Dan, what were your thoughts on that middle frame?
Sorry, I thought it was good from both teams. Obviously, both teams getting a power play, both teams scoring a goal. Good goaltending again from both. Mike Garnett was outstanding in that period. Devils asserted their dominance a little bit more. Panthers had their shifts, they had their zone time, but on the whole, I thought the Devils got more pucks to the net, had more zone time, created more chances, and they're definitely starting to stamp their authority a little bit in the game. As soon as the Panthers do score, they come straight back, which obviously deflates a little bit. So we'll see what the third period holds us.
We are going to see a little bit of pee-wee hockey, a lot of space out there, and that's something that in the seniors game we'll want to see a little bit more of. Space, power plays. We saw a couple creep into the game after a clean first 20 minutes, and we saw that was a factor. If a team can build strong man advantage time, good in-zone time, that does carry through. That momentum carries through into 5-on-5 play too.
Yeah, it's a very power play dominant league now. In most games there's lots of power plays both ways. If you have good power play guys or good killers, it can really swing a game around. So it's obviously nice for the fans and maybe not so much for the coaches, but to see a lot of, to see a few minor penalties, see the sort of the star guys on the ice and more high quality scoring chances. So we'll see if we get that a bit more in the third. If not, it's going to probably stay a very tight defensive game. Yeah,
a couple more hellos as well have come in. Big hello to Jenny and Kat. Gary Simpson, the rink announcer at the Skydome Arena, says hello. He's watching from his sofa and enjoying the coverage thus far as we watch a 2-on-1 down low for the juniors and a goal from number 88, and he'll be watching that one on his highlight reel to come for sure. You can join our competition on Twitter. Don't forget, it's Better Live with Lucas. You could win 4 box seats to watch the Nottingham Panthers take on the Manchester Storm. That will be the game on March 16th. Lucas will even pay for a meal and a hotel for you to enjoy the game in the company of a hockey expert to run you through all of the rules and the action. And you've got until 10 minutes to go in the third, so get your entries in so you're not missing out. Make sure you enter now. All you've got to do is send a picture of you watching the game, so check the link in the bio of this video to get involved. The winner will be announced at the end of tonight's game. And for the next home fixture, you can catch the Nottingham Panthers live in action only at the Motorpoint Arena versus the Milton Keynes Lightning. Face off at 7 p.m. For tickets and fixtures, head to panthers.co.uk. Again, that link is in the bio below. Keep the chats coming in through the period break. Dan and I are going to take a couple of minutes and we will give you some highlights from the last time the Milton Keynes Lightning were in town back in December.
Season's greetings from the Nottingham Panthers, and they start their Christmas campaign with the MK Lightning right here tonight. Panthers are looking to get back on the horse and put last weekend's disappointing form behind them. And team news, it looks like Tverden's passed his late fitness test and skates tonight. He's certainly warming up. Tonight's game is sponsored by Internet Motor Parts, car parts direct to you. The highlight show is brought to you in association with the Nottingham legend, Nottingham's #1 family-friendly hockey pub. It's time to go to the action.
And obviously Patrick Munson getting the start in net, so we'll get to see him in his first big test.
Perhaps now, and he saves that one, sticks his left hand out and grabs it. Just over 2 minutes have played. Bettridge gives it back to Pither. Guptill skating into position there. Panthers' top scorer this season bumps into the ref. Killeen almost lost it then. Guptill was coming around on the blind side. Hurtubise now all the way for the Panthers. Nice work to evade Lannon, not once, but twice. Towards the net. Perlini's there. Chance for Perlini. Smothered by Killeen. Lakovic was there as well for the rebound. Hughes, Kovacs in front of him. Goes past him towards the net. Pushed out by Killeen. Chance here for Shudra, straight through the middle. Excellent pass, and Shudra's opened the scoring. Number 27, straight through the middle, has opened up. The Lightning lead 1-0.
Yeah, and it's the ex-Steeler that comes back there to haunt the Panthers, young Cole Shudra. He gets a nice dish there from over on the red line, not sure who that was. And he's in one-on-one with Munson. He makes a great shot there, low to the blocker. Great composure shown there. I think it was Lapine was chasing him down, but he fends him off. And he fires low blocker with 3 minutes and 13 remaining. The Lightning take a 1-0 lead.
Panthers not at a chance in the last 40 seconds, minute or so. Into the last 13 of this first power play of the match. And Lapine will skate onto this one towards the net. Billingsley with a chance. Can he get it back? Hughes was looking for it, but it was a pretty wild one in the end. Here is Hughes as the time runs out, and Perlini! As the Lightning return to full strength, Brett Perlini has forced it in and levelled it up.
Yeah, great play, and we've said before, Perlini's had 2 or 3 good chances, and you can't keep him up the sheet for that long. Great play by him. Billingsley, a nice play, and then down low to Perlini, he stuffs that through Colleen's legs. Great play by Brett Perlini, and great to see him get a power play goal.
Now Wallace on this near side, leading scorer for the visitors. Drops it off. Nice work back across, looking for a Lightning player, but he couldn't find it, and now the Panthers come the other way. Guptill, we've seen this before. Excellent stick there from Killeen. Back to Richard, 118. Guptill, Kovacs. Surely no, it's missed the target totally. 110 now of the power play, back to Kovacs on that right-hand side.
Really good setup there by Guptill, just outweighed the defenseman.
Tello forward, great pass. Here's Kovacs. Got Guptill with him. Kovacs all the way, will he? No. As Guptill flies into the net. Hurtubise lost his stick, but he's retrieved it. Chance here, Richard. Can he get it back to Hurtubise? He can. There it is. Panthers go up, perfectly weighted by Dylan Richard, and Hurtubise puts it in.
Yeah, great passing play there by the Panthers. Dylan Richard looks at his options and he finds Hurtubise backdoor, and Mark Hurtubise buries there with 2:53 remaining to give the Panthers a 2-1 lead.
That'll do it for 2-1.
He's right to the crease, so he's always dangerous.
Gets to this one, it's Guptill. Got Kovacs across to his right. Will he use him or go all alone and get the whistle?
Yeah, good skate there by Guptill, who drew this penalty all by himself there.
Chance here perhaps then to set up for the Panthers in this power play. Billingsley towards the net. Farmer gets there and Farmer scores. 1:43, didn't take long. 3-1.
It looks like they're going to take a look at this on the replay. The ref's gesturing that they're going to look at it upstairs, but it should all be good. Good shot there from Billingsley from the point, and Farmer corrals the rebound and fires it into the empty net. I'm not sure what they're looking at there, if it was a player in the crease or they're going to take a quick look at, but hopefully Robert Farmer's got the third goal for the Panthers.
Now the other way, Griffiths. Bettridge, excellent work from him. Gets it across, Pither, goal, 4-1. Brilliant work from Ollie Bettridge down this near side, and it's Pither that finishes it.
And Pither with a finish, but that's all Ollie Bettridge. What a move by him. He walks at a defenseman, fake shot, and he finds Pither back door, and a great finish by Pither there. As a sliding Colleen can do nothing about that, but a great play by Ollie Bettridge. And Pither puts the game almost out of reach here at 4-1.
Gup tilt. Golovkov's near side, gets it back in, looking for Griffiths. Where is it? It's gone in. 4-2. Patrick Munson thought he'd done enough and then lost it in mid-air, but MK got one back.
Yeah, very fortuitous bounce there. Golovkov's nice play by him. He saw Griffiths go to the net and he floats with them. I'm not sure if Griffiths got a piece of it or not, but it just shot up in the air. Munson lost sight of it and he could have bounced anywhere. It bounced right in the net. So nothing Patrick Munson can do, but it gives the Lightning a little bit of life.
Good play from Wallace. Guptill gets his stick there and almost fell for fine, but he couldn't control it. And the Panthers break 3-on-1 here. Kovacs near side. Towards the net again, there it is, it's flicked in, he's got 2 for the night, Robert Farmer, that restores the 3-goal lead.
Yeah, great play by Kovacs again, he's the orchestrator, he waits and waits and waits and fires it through, and off the stick on the skate of Robert Farmer there, and past Colleen for the 5-2 lead. Great play by Robert Farmer, driving the net, and he gets a piece of it and fires it into the net.
Back to Griffiths, and quick work from Milton Keynes, but they can't get a shot on. Josh Tetlow comes in there. And Richard will take it the other way. Good pass all the way right-hand side, Mark Hurtubise. Can he get a second of the night? In towards Richard. And it's 6-2 with 2:17 remaining.
Yeah, great play there. Panthers kill off a bit of pressure in their own end. And then Hurtubise just slows the play down, waits for Richard to get open. And he finds him back door for a simple tap-in for Dylan Richard. But great assist there from Hurtubise. Panthers lead.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back live to the Motorpoint Arena here in Nottingham. It's Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, only on Panthers TV with the GMB. Now, make sure you join our competition on Twitter this evening. It's Better Live with Lucas. You could win 4 box seats to watch the Nottingham Panthers take on the Manchester Storm on game for March 16th. Lucas will even pay for a meal and a hotel for you to enjoy the game in the company of a hockey expert to run through the rules and all of the action with you. You've got until 10 minutes to go in the third period, so get your entries in so you don't miss out. Enter right now. The link is in the bio below if you want to get involved. All you've got to do is send them a picture of you watching the game. The winner will be announced at the end of tonight's game, so make sure you do not miss out and get those pictures in. It's Better Live with Lucas. In the first intermission, we saw some of the wonderful player versus player videos put together by the Panthers TV guys. We have a few more from the current Nottingham Panthers roster for you now, and we'll be back live for the third period in about 8 minutes time here at the Motorpoint Arena. Do not go anywhere.
Goody keeps us in check pretty good.
The goalies they're pretty intimidating.
Yeah, they have a lot of it.
Yeah, that's too big.
Yeah, Goody throws out fines if you're too messy. So
I would say you. First day in the locker room, steal your coffee.
Yeah, I did. That was a tough start.
That did come up already.
Yeah, that was a tough start. That was a really tough start.
Who's the messiest guy in the locker room?
Messiest guy in the locker room? I'm going to have to say Luke Pither, just because he's everywhere. It's not so much disgusting stuff, he just has things everywhere and he's not very organized.
Ooh, messiest. Yet to be seen.
I'm going to answer that one, Pither.
He's actually come up already.
Yeah, he sits next to me. It's a constant battle. I tried to put a line up, but he took it down.
Who's the messiest guy in the locker room? This is another one he just got here, so I'll actually say I'm pretty bad. You could ask.
You've come up a lot.
You could ask Robert Farmer about that.
He mentioned it.
He actually tapes the line between our stalls, so I don't get to use any of his. So I'll leave it at that.
What's the weirdest pre-game superstition you've ever seen in a locker room?
I had a guy who would put an entire roll of tape on his ankles in between every period.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Greeny used to do some funny stuff with his pads.
Oh yeah,
that's true. Yeah, he's a little OCD.
I had this one guy that used to take like a spray bottle and like spray his gear wet before games, and he's the first person I've ever known to like wet gear, so it's probably...
I mean, yeah, there's definitely a lot of weird pregame superstitions. I kind of like to see everyone and what they gotta do. I don't have any, so I don't get too bogged down with it, but I like to kind of, I don't mess with them, but I like to see what everyone's weird quirks are.
Yeah, when you... I don't know, do you have any? Is there any you've seen?
I don't have any, but I've seen it. It was Brent Seabrook, and from the time we had our pregame meeting to the time where he would put his gear on, he had a bunch of different stuff that he would do. Like there was one point where he would do this breathing thing, and then he'd stand up and he'd jump around 3 times. And he'd do it every game.
Every game?
Every game. It was definitely the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I've never seen anything that weird. Just that's strange.
It was fun to watch.
I know, I've seen some shadow boxing, but I don't want to say who was doing it.
Okay,
that's probably
that'd be the weirdest if I saw that as well.
What's the weirdest pre-game superstition you've ever seen in the locker room?
I know. I've seen.
What have you guys seen?
Linger used to eat a green pepper like an apple just before the games. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen that before, but and I've never seen it since.
Who's the worst and best dressed among your teammates and why?
Best, I'll say my friend Dave.
Oh, go on then. Best dressed. Blacko's kind of stylish. In a weird way.
Yeah,
he could be the best and worst at the same time.
Yeah. Worst? I'll say Laco.
Gups.
Okay, who's the worst and best dressed among your new teammates and why?
Worst would be Tim Billingsley. He's just bad. Best dressed? I think Laco has pretty good stuff.
I don't know. The best Laco's got pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I would say Laco too.
Maybe Gups.
He's come up a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say I'm probably the worst dressed because I'm broke. I don't know. Best dressed? I hate to say it because he walks into his outfit like Garns, shows it off every time.
Does it? Those little top hats?
Yeah, top hat.
I'd say worst dressed would be Goptil, for sure. He's always having to change his outfits. Best dressed. I'll give it to the liney Luke Pither, I guess.
That's good, that's smart. Get the liney in there.
What's the worst and best dressed among your teammates and why?
Worst? I'm gonna have to say Carnes. Just because he's not the worst, but when he walks into the room, he wants everyone to look at him. So that just ruins it for me. So I'd say worst for him.
I would agree with that. Yeah. He wore a fedora the other night. And
he just walks in and smiles and he says, "Look at me." Like,
he was not pulling that off.
And then best? You know what? Stevie Lee.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff.
He looks crisp.
Yeah.
And
he looks sharp.
Yeah. So I'd say Stevie Lee.
I'm going to go Steve for best dressed, and I'm probably going to go Garns for worst dressed. I mean, the hat.
Right.
I don't know if it suited him the other day.
Right.
Laco's up there for best dressed.
Yeah. What about me?
Yeah, you, I mean, your style's you're definitely up there.
Uses the time runs out, and Bellini has his Kovacs got Guptill with him. Kovacs all the way. Going to get it back to Hurtubise. He can. There it is. Gets it across. Pither. Goal. Forward.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back live to the Motorpoint Arena here in Nottingham. It's Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, only on Panthers TV with the GMB. Of course, you are watching the game versus the league-leading Cardiff Devils, but you can watch the Nottingham Panthers live next Saturday only at the Motorpoint Arena versus the MK Lightning. Face off at 7 for tickets and fixtures. Head to panthers.co.uk. The link is in the bio below. We've had such a great chat on the YouTube comments. I know the tweets are coming in as well. A weird one, Dan, that we've been asked is about the dots in the offensive zones at both ends of the ice. I asked yourself, and we're not quite sure what they're all about, but we will try and find out. Interestingly, the rink manager at the Sky Dome asked about that. Chris, I don't know whether you're trying to get some tips or ideas there, but unfortunately we're not sure. And Dan, some shout outs from former Panthers alumni as well.
Yes, I got Jan Sove, big Jan, ex-player last year. He's watching the game at home with his young son Zachary, so he's cheering the Panthers on. I thought I'd give Sove a shout out. Bit of a fan's favourite when he was here and a personal favourite of mine, so I hope you're enjoying the game, Sove, and if you got a game tomorrow, good luck for yourself tomorrow.
As the game gets back underway here in the third period, these two teams tied up at 1. Will we need an extra frame or even a shootout to decide this one? Dan, it's certainly looking that way from what we've seen in the first 40 minutes as the Devils get the offensive zone, but a fanned dumping ends up back in the hands of the Nottingham Building Society Panthers as Garnett again settles that puck behind his net. High pressure on the forecheck from the Devils, and the Panthers are forced to up and out that one. And Joey Martin collects a feed from his blue line over to Pope, and it was in his feet. He didn't have his body shaped well to receive it, and now Stewart sends in Guptill. Gets hit by Schiestel. And Reddick calmly plays that one back to the left side of defence, and the Devils will get this out of the zone. Tipped in by Dixon. And Garnett will play this one high around the glass. Mike Hedden encroaching in before John Rio, the scorer of the Panthers goal, sends that one long. Charles Longley takes a pass well hard right at the edge of his reach. Did well to keep that one alive. A shot comes in short side off Garnett. Dixon shooting low, and the Panthers able to box out any second chance. Guptill might get one of his own here the other way. Ended up dropping it off a Farmer, who was pressured by Longley. And the Devils will be able to get out the zone here. End-to-end stuff. Neither team really able to get a crisp grade A scoring chance on net, though, and that will be kind of, I guess, a case of who's going to blink first, as Morissette will work that one to Richardson. He dumps it in. Comes awkwardly off the backboards, and a big hit comes in on Morissette from Billingsley. That one fell perfectly for the Panthers defenseman to throw a body there, and that one will go long. No icing after that race between Fournier and Bolduc, and up come the Devils down the right-hand side with Ulmer heading to the net. A wraparound chance comes in, though, from Richardson. Got a little bit too much elevation. Ends up into the corner. And the Panthers will come north with it, although a pass behind Hughes. And he's forced to dump that one ahead of Dylan Richard, who does a great job winning his one-on-one battle with Richardson. Pither in there too. Plays it off the boards to himself. Sends one to the back door, hopefully for Lakovitz. It was elevated. He'd have done well to get anything from that, Rob Lakovitz, but Richard kept it in deep before the Devils attempt to clear. They haven't, though. Good forecheck by the Nottingham Building Society Nottingham Panthers, and Steve Lee dumps it in. Fournier and Richardson now eventually do get some space and time as the Panthers are changing. Cardiff Devils will do likewise, and that one sent long on Garnett, who will play it. Steve Lee hard off the boards, right at the edge of his reach, and we've kind of fallen back to what we saw in the first period here, Dan.
Yeah, a little bit disjointed. You see how much the goaltenders are handling the puck. A lot of passes going astray, and like you said, no real crisp grade A's. I think as you start to get down to this time now at 1-1, guys don't want to take too many risks, and especially we haven't been flying lately, so guys maybe get a bit nervous, don't want to drop any points.
Rob Farmer will shoot just wide of Ben Bounds. I think he might have got a piece of it with a glove there. A glove save that we will undoubtedly see on the highlights, and I think we'll get a better idea from watching again how close that was for Rob Farmer getting the lead back for the Nottingham Building Society Nottingham Panthers as that puck leaves the playing surface, and we'll have another stoppage. We're already 4 minutes more or less into the third period. A couple of big hellos. Hello to Matt Alford and Block 3 Rach watching at home. Maxine Voorhey as well. Good to have you joining us with Neil Hursthouse as well. He believes the dots are related to speed skating with Team GB being based there too. Neil, you're sounding like you're a little bit more informed than me. I must admit, speed skating is something I don't know a lot about, although they go fast and the skates are a little bit different to what we see on the ice right now. Puck ends up at the blue line, dumped in by Reddick. I'm being flippant, of course, as Reddick will open out into some space, shoots on net. Oh, the loose puck. Well, fortunately for the Panthers, Tim Billingsley was the first to it. He got it to the perimeter, as that rebound was juicy as you're going to get in this game. And it was the D-man who was first to it. Rio in the corner, under pressure from Schiestel. A big hit comes in from Martin. Puck comes free. It falls to the Panthers though. Tetlow will dump it in. Guptill right at the edge of his reach. There is going to be a penalty on the play against the Panthers. Ben Bounds races to the bench. A little bit of speed skating of his own there, although speed skating in full goalie equipment might be one for some kind of weird YouTube channel. There's certainly a gap in the market for it, if anyone's feeling brave, as the Devils, with a little bit of 6-on-5 here, throw it right through the neutral zone. Longley enters the zone, sends it to the back door. It was arriving for Dixon. Chance for Myers perhaps, tees it up for Fournier, who gave it back to Matthew Myers. Devils at the perimeter, looking inwards though, trying to take advantage of the 6-on-5. Hard shot goes wide of Garnett, but ends up back in the hands of Fournier. He plays it behind the goal, and eventually touched up by the Panthers. And here we get to have another look at the top-rated power play in the EIHL in the Cardiff Devils. A lot of play happened on that 6-on-5. We'll check who the minor was against and what for here, Dan.
It was on Alex Guptill for holding the stick. I saw he took the penalty kind of away from the play, but obviously you can see he's not happy with the call there. I didn't actually see the infraction, but I just saw the arm go up. So, but yeah, great play there, you said, by the Devils, basically getting almost a 3-minute power play there, keeping it for sort of 30-40 seconds, trying to create a couple of chances, and now they get the full 2 minutes on fairly fresh ice. So, like you said, the top-rated Devils see if they can break this deadlock.
And they get the offensive zone draw win as well, which is so important, so you can get set up, and they will here as Richardson takes it to the corner. Hedden, he lost possession. And the Devils will start off back behind their net. This is Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, only on Panthers TV with the GMB. And we have a huge power play here. It really is a showdown between two of the top special teams units of their kind in the league, with the Panthers having a highly rated penalty kill as well. Good for, well, slipped down to 5th. Good for a mid-table, but there's not a lot in it between a few teams in there, kind of down from 3rd down to about 7th or 8th, kind of in and around the kind of 81, 82, down to 78, 79%. Again, just a good representation of how close the Elite League is this year, as Pope will get himself into the offensive zone. Fans on the pass. Olson staying strong to him. He's forced to rim it around the boards. Bentivolio gets it back in the corner. Fournier shoots through traffic. Oh, it got away from the glove of Garnett, but was wide of the net. And the Devils send it back to the point. Martin, wrist shot off the leg of Hughes, and a chance from almost out wide of the cage. Devils still have possession. 35 seconds left of this power play. Cardiff really honing in now. Will this Panthers penalty kill be able to repel them for 30 more seconds? Chance in front. Big rebound! Comes off a skate of Hughes, who was keeping Bentivoglio tied up. Fournier gets it across. Pope looks at the net, shoots, pad save. Martin grabs the rebound. Fournier wound up thinking about a one-timer, drops it back to Martin, to the slot. Pope shoots over the glove and over the top of the net as well. And the Panthers imminently back to full strength. Martin behind the goal line, gets it back, shoots short side, off Hughes. And the Panthers now are back to full strength and they'll want to get a handle on this puck quickly and get a change. Bentivoglio to the net front, rebound is there. Fournier prevents the clear. He shoots, gloved by Garnett, and they will get that stoppage. Great in-zone time from the Devils, but the Panthers did a great job on the PK, particularly Hughes, that right side of defence. He was key in that whole sequence.
Yeah, again, obviously the Devils, like you say, have the best power play in the league currently, and you can see when they get in the zone, they have full possession. You know, they really get the full 2 minutes out of it. They create chances, but Panthers did a great job, kept them to the outside. Again, Vettridge, Baldock, like you said, Tommy Hughes blocking shots, taking away lanes. Garnett with a good save at the end there. And, you know, the Devils can have as much of the puck as they want for those 2 minutes. If they can't get it to the net, then they're not going to cause too much damage. So great job by the boys there, keeping them at bay.
Yeah, the special teams always a key factor in deciding games here in the elite league and indeed in leagues around the world. As that one's dumped in, James Livingston will pick that one up. Off the boards, Mosey through traffic and ends up off Billingsley. Back to Livingston, shoots, saved by Garnett. He got bumped on the way through, I think by Myers. No penalty called on the play. And the Panthers will come north. Pellini shoots, blocker save, rebound off Billingsley. Puck sat there for a split second. Panthers first to it. Stewart, backhand feed out in front. Farmer, send it to the net front area. It trickles for Pellini. To the back door, Farmer shoots. Took a big piece of the defenseman. Puck pinballing all around the front of Ben Bound's net. He had to have his head on the swivel there for sure. And that one's sent long. Morissette manages to absorb a long stretch pass. Scoring chance for Mosey. Oh, he gets wiped out by Rissling. A huge hit. And the forward stays down as we'll, I think, see this again. I don't know whether it was a little high or whether he just got caught puck watching, but Evan Mosey certainly feels this one.
I mean, looking at it full speed, it looked like a clean hit to me. Obviously, it may have hit Mosey in a bad spot. And we're just watching it again now. It looked like the arms were down, didn't leave the ice.
Well, he's a big boy, Jane and Rissling.
Yeah, see, I mean, you know, Mose isn't, you know, that big. He's probably he's under 6 feet. Riz is, you know, 6'3", 6'4". It's unfortunate, you know, you don't want that point of contact to be the head. I don't think that was intentional in any way by Rissling. You know, he had his eyes on the centre of Mosey's chest. Mose cut to the middle in a danger area. Riz was coming across full speed. If there was incidental contact, then obviously we're hoping Evan Mosey gets up okay. He's down on the ice. He has kind of half got up onto his knees, so it didn't look great when he first got hit, but, you know, Rissling's not really that kind of that player, and obviously Mose is so fast. He's going at full speed.
Well, that's the thing. I'll elaborate on what I was going to say. Rissling is that kind of player. He's a great open ice hitter, but not a dirty one. He's a clean one. That's what I'm trying to get at. I remember the hit on Ross Venus coming through centre ice back in 2018. And looking at the replay a couple of times as we did there, Dan Mosey, I think he knew where Rissling was. He wasn't caught looking back where the pass was coming from. It looked like it was just a huge collision. From our vantage point, we would never really tell if first point of contact was the head. I think maybe shoulder on shoulder. But for a guy who has a size advantage like Rissling, he'd want to start fairly low anyway and explode through Evan Mosey.
And yeah, I mean, I think obviously Rissling's he's a good skater. He moves quick. Mose is obviously the fastest guy in the league probably. So when they're both travelling at that speed, one little shift of an inch here or there from Mose and it kind of throws it all off. So Mose is back on his feet. Hopefully he's going to be okay and we'll see him back in this game. As
yeah, he's certainly a little bit unsteady on his feet there, being helped by a couple of members of the Panthers to get to the off-ice area. Good sportsmanship there.
Yeah, I think obviously, you know, he was tremendous for this club and this team, and, you know, he's always going to be well liked here. He's a legend here, and even in a different uniform, you know, no one likes to see someone get hit like that. Let's have a bit of pushing and shoving behind the play.
Yeah,
and we're going to have Ulmer and Rissling.
Yeah, Lane Ulmer went straight.
And I'll tell you right now, Riz is going to have his way with Ulmer.
Yeah, with a right hand from Rissling, Ulmer went straight for the big body of Jane and Rissling. As they are in behind the goal line, throwing a couple of punches at each other. They're in tight now. Ulmer eats a couple from Rissling.
He wants that linesman.
Oh, and Risling going
and
right
here we go, it's go time. It's go time.
And that hit kicking off this game live on Saturday Night Showdown. The old-fashioned line brawl here. Gloves are plenty on the ice. Joey Martin's tied up with, I think, Guptill.
And I'll tell you what, fair play to Ulmer, veteran player. He steps in for someone like Mosey, but, you know, Riz didn't do anything wrong there. And we're giving Riz the W up here, I am anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you know, you look at the hit in real time, there was no penalty called on the play, whether anything supplemental will be added. And those are the kind of fights, after a big hit doesn't get accosted by the referees, that you expect, Dan.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the ref didn't call anything, and, you know, in my opinion, quite rightly. And, you know, I don't know what's going to happen to Ulmer there. He's obviously getting the instigator. The play hadn't even started.
No.
So Ulmer goes straight after Risling. You know, obviously 5 minutes each for fighting, but Ulmer's probably going to get the instigator. You know, you can't start an altercation when the play's not going on. And then everybody else piles in. Nothing, you know, nothing really is going to happen from there. But I understand Cardiff are disappointed they didn't get a power play out of it. No one wants to see Evan Mosey get hurt, but, you know, if you know, as it looked, it looks like a clean hit. Unfortunately, Evan Mosey gets hurt on the play. And, you know, fair play to Ulmer. He's an old school guy. It's good to see. I still like that brand of hockey, coming in, sticking up for his teammates, especially you know, a younger, skilled guy like that. You know, fair play to Ulmer, but you know, and Risling's going to defend himself. We see Strack there up on the bench.
And right there is one of the reasons why you will never remove fighting from the game of hockey. You can't call a penalty on the play. It looks like they didn't call a penalty on the play, so you go back to the players policing themselves.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? I would much rather see Ulmer do something like that than go back and, you know, do something that you don't want to see, you know, a cheap shot, or, you know, a sort of a way that Risling could get injured. Risling can look after himself, as he just proved. And like I said, fair play to Ulmer, fair play to Riz. Hopefully the Panthers are going to get a power play out of this, what they should do. So yeah, we'll wait and see.
And that's one of the arguments, again, what we might as well talk about fighting in hockey while we've got this breakdown. One of the arguments why you get some more cheap shots in non-fighting leagues, you know, various leagues around the world, is because players don't feel like they can pay a penalty, so to speak, for playing in a gritty, aggressive, physical way, and that leads to cheap shots and ultimately injuries.
Yeah, I think if you know you're not going to have to answer the bell to anybody, and you can go out and hit, and, you know, not that Ulmer did it anyway, but you can go out and play that style, you know, hit, maybe be a bit of a rat, a couple of cheap shots, and you know you're not really going to have to answer the bell, and, you know, guys get injured that way. So anyway, it looks like the Panthers can have a power play. I'm just trying to hear the actual penalties. I think he probably just got the 2, 10 and the 5, and Risling got the 5. Hopefully Riz isn't out of the game and it's just a 5, but he's on the bench currently.
Yeah, I can only imagine that any supplementary penalties would be after a review of the hit, although I don't know how they're going to do that without watching footage. And certainly the noise in the arena made it hard for us to hear what the official call was on the ice, Dan. Maybe we can get that clarified. Although it's curious to see that Mr. Mike Hicks is stood about 4 yards behind us, keeping a firm eye on this one.
I'm guessing from the fact Riz has his gear on and he's on the bench, he's probably done for the game. But I mean, he just, I mean, yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't just get a 5 for that. Pope's in there too, yeah. Oh no, it looks like Riz is maybe coming back over.
Yeah, it looks like he's heading to the penalty box. Maybe it is just 5 for fighting on Jane and Riz, and the Devils have 4 out there. The Panthers have 5, so it looks like the Nottingham Panthers are going to have a 5-on-4 power play here, likely due to the instigator for Lane Ulmer, but we will try and get the official box score for you if we can.
Obviously both of us here and everyone, I'm sure, was in Evan Mosey a swift return. I don't think we're going to see him back here in this game, but I know his parents will be watching, so I'm sure Evan will be fine and he'll be back on the ice soon. As you were saying, looks like now Risling is out of the game, so
the drama continuing here, Dan. Is he staying? Is he going? What's that song? Was it By the Jam? Should I stay or should I go? It looks like he is going to go, and the Panthers are going to go on a 5-on-4 power play here. Face off won by the Devils in the defensive zone. This is a huge moment in this hockey game. It could really change the momentum as the Panthers have worked the puck into the corner right by Ben Bounds' cage. Does come back out. Farmer. Chance on the back door. Off a stick before it reached Pellini. Changing the trajectory of the pass. Bump comes in. Pelini and Farmer fighting for it. Rob Farmer spins away from the hit from Batch, and it ends up out in front. Chance for Guptill, and on the loose puck, Brett Pelini, I think, has been absolutely robbed by Ben Bounds.
Yeah, what a save.
And this game is getting nasty down as Josh Batch goes to clear out the net front. Alex Guptill comes to his teammate's aid. This really is turning into a Saturday night showdown.
And you know what? I've said it before. The way our team's built, with the size and everything, this is I think to the Panthers' advantage. This is how they need to play. Not necessarily the after the whistle stuff, but big, tough. But yeah, just going back to that Ben Bounds save. I'm just trying to see it again here. I'm not sure if we're going to see it, but yeah, Boundsy's good for a couple of those every game, and a huge save by him to keep this at 1-1 on the power play.
And you need your netminder in this day and age to be able to steal a few for you and give you a chance to win a game, Dan. And I think either your good self or young Connor Ramby, as we mentioned earlier, would have been proud of that one.
Yeah, huge save by Boundsy. Like I said, he's been doing that for years. He makes a big one there, a big backdoor save, and yeah, huge power play here. This could obviously swing this game. So,
for all intents and purposes, 11 minutes remaining in regulation. 1 minute 25 left of this Panthers power play. Well, we still might need OT or even a shootout to separate these teams, but, well, physically they're going to need some separating as well if this third period's anything to go by. Stewart settles that puck down in the offensive zone. Olson, Pither on the backhand. Gets into the corner, Dylan Richard. Back to Pither. Olson, the Panthers lurking here, really like a big cat looking at its prey. Olson with a one-timer, there it is, flashes wide though of the net. And you felt the Panthers were building to that big chance.
Yeah, that's Olson scored a goal just like that last week in Fife. The game went to overtime. He scored the second goal, and that play between Rowe and Pither down low, or Richard looking to tee up big Dylan Olson there. He's got a cannon of a shot as Johnny Rowe steps into 1-2.
Yeah, he has the Panthers goal of the night so far, right into the glove of Bounds. Couldn't keep it on a hard shot. Luke Pither drops it down. Richard took a good long look at it. Olson steps in again. Space for Pither if they want to move the puck right to the point. They do. Richard gets it back on the right wing side. Down to the goal line. I think Chris Stewart tried a cheeky little chip off the leg pad of Ben Bounds. No dice for the former Colorado Avalanche man, as Matthew Myers, with some trademark board play, wins the puck, sends it long, just as the Devils are back to full strength with Matt Pope coming out of the penalty box. He was serving one of the penalties on Lane Ormond. Fournier, Martin, Bentivolio drops that puck deep. Devils right back to work with offensive zone time here, Dan. They're not messing about after killing off that penalty, as Pope to the point. Fournier through traffic, easy glove from Garnett. And Andrew Lord will be so pleased that they were able to get hold of the puck after the stoppage and go right back to work.
Yeah, and I think, just going back to Ulmer, he obviously took the instigator there, but stepping up for a guy like that, it will give you a boost, and he'll think it was worth it now. They've got Risling out the game, one of our top D-men, and they killed the penalty off, and they have 9+ minutes now to try and get that winning goal, and that's going to give them a big momentum shift.
As Fournier shoots back into the equipment of Mike Garnett, you hate to lose a defenseman. You'd rather lose a forward, especially if you can run 4 lines. Plenty of action left in this game with 8 minutes and 51 seconds remaining. You can watch the Nottingham Panthers live next Saturday, only at the Motor Point Arena versus the MK Lightning. Face-off at 7 p.m. For all info, tickets, fixtures, link in the bio, panthers.co.uk. John Rowe gets it out the zone. Hercheby takes a slash from Fournier, and he sends the puck to the net front area and right at the edge of the reach of Alex Guptill. And the Devils are going to try and skate it out the zone here. Hard pass finds Martin. With space to be creative, Joey Martin, but his line of changing. He looked a little bit downtrodden there that he didn't have a pass on, and the puck ends up being dumped deep, heading to the half wall. She still heads to the net. Pass doesn't connect. And the Devils somehow still have possession before the Panthers win a board battle, and they will take it away. John Rowe sends it long, got elevated. Guptill grabs it out of the air, and what an errant pass. Finds that puck back in the hands of the Devils. Longley, Dixon, back to the kind of slot area just outside. Longley along the boards, found a little bit of space. Batch drives through traffic, heading on the back door. Looked like he nearly got a tip on it. Sheastal throws one again to the slot. Dixon fighting for it, and the Panthers will come clear. They might get a 2-on-1 here with Dylan Rashad heading to the net. Pither in possession. His pass found Sheastal. A bit of a no-looker from Pither as he tried to make something happen. The Panthers will have a chance and a goal here. Great work on the forecheck by the Panthers, and they get their lead back. Luke Pither with a final touch, and that was perseverance being the key all over, Dan.
Yeah, great play down low. In front there from Rashad. Pither doesn't dust it off and he fires. We are going to go to a review here. The first time I saw it, I thought maybe it was the crossbar, but you can normally tell by a player's reaction, and Pither seems to know, so I would say it's probably in the back bar there. It happened very quickly, but they'll have a quick look at this. But yeah, Rashad Pither, great work down low, and then he gives it to Pither.
Yeah, as we just watch again. Yeah, that's right.
It's in. Yeah, it's in. It's right in the corner. You can see the net move. The first time I saw it, you didn't really see the. I couldn't see the net. It looked like it hit the bar, but you clearly see a little area of net move there. So Panthers will take the lead with 7:24 remaining.
I remember a very important goal in Coventry Blaze history when Justin DaCosta tucked one inside the goal that Mike Garnett's now guarding, and it broke the net. It went out, but it was a goal. Russ Cowley got that one reviewed single-handedly, and the Blaze ended up, of course, going on to win the playoff final that year. So review so important, and it will give the Panthers a lead here at the Motorpoint Arena, live on Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, only on Panthers TV with the GMB. For our competition winner, it's Better Live with Lucas. Congratulations at Bethany Spate. You have won the 4-box seats against the Manchester Storm on March 16th. Congratulations to you, Bethany, and I hope you enjoy that game here live at the Motorpoint Arena as Nottingham get the lead back in this game with 7 minutes remaining in regulation. All eyes on the Devils. What can they do to respond? They have the puck in the zone. Myers spinning because pass ends up with Livingston behind the net. Turns, looks for a passing lane. He gets swamped. The puck does end up squirting free in front, and that shot on the turnaround never did get through to Mike Garnett, but the Devils on a change here might be able to catch the Panthers. Livingston driving wide, using his body to try and shield the strong Stevie Lee, and Lee did a great job there of just asserting his physical dominance and getting that puck. The Panthers then can clear and change. Little things like that go a long way from players like Stevie Lee as that one gets dumped in. Garnett around the boards. Bolduc tries the backhand pass. Scrappy, and the Devils are able to, fortunately for them anyway, pick this up in their own zone. Panthers again on the forecheck. Work that one free. That was directly leading to their second goal with good work. Pressing the Devils up high on the ice. As Tetlow was featured on a regular shift here tonight. The tall, unmistakable defenseman sends a D-to-D pass. Hughes sends that one long. Hurtubise will chase. He gets there ahead of Richardson. And John Rio unable to pick that one up. Dixon spins, passes. Came off a body behind Longley. Here come the Panthers. Hurtubise shoots one. Tipped in front by Guptill. Big save from Ben Bounds right off the blocker arm. I don't think it came off the glove itself as Martin drives deep. Takes into the corner, to the point. Reddick, hard shot into the pads. And a good save from Mike Garnett with traffic in front. And if the Devils are going to get anything out of this game in the last 5 minutes and 18 seconds, they have to get pucks on net and get bodies to it as well.
Yeah, I think obviously you can see Garnett has been in the zone just like Ben Bounds has today, and not too much is going to beat him. So yeah, they've got to get to the crease, get pucks to him, some rebounds, point shots. You know, I think we'll see a lot of the Devils in this zone for the rest of this game. If they can't get one, the Panthers will probably try and collapse and play good defense, and the Devils will be trying to swarm this end of the ice.
Yeah, the Devils will be jumping on every loose puck they can and trying to send people north. And to be honest with you, Dan, I don't really envision Gleason Fournier and Drew Sheastal, two of their premier offensive defensemen, leaving the ice much.
No, I think you're going to see a lot of they'll probably cut their bench down. You know, Dixon, Lingley, Pope, Martin, those guys. Obviously, you mentioned Fournier, the guys on the back end. You know, Panthers will be the other way. They'll be with their defensive specialists, and the Devils will be going for their offensive guys. So we'll see who can win the battle in the last 4.5 minutes here.
The Panthers able to free that puck up in their defensive zone. They will come north. Rashad beat Reddick around the boards. He tried to make a pass to the slot. Nobody was there. And the Panthers are forced to try and chase this puck, which they have. Rashad a diving player. Lakovic falls with a loose puck and he shoots into the equipment of bounds. It's under a Devils player on his knees in the slot. A horrible place to be for Bryce Reddick. And I think he's got a penalty here. Is this for delay of game, Dan?
Yeah, it could well be. I think if you're laying on top of the puck and you know you can get up and move it, you have to. Obviously, if you're hurt or you don't know where it is, you don't have to move. But he knew it was under him, you know, in obviously a very good goal scoring area, and he just sort of lay on top of it and basically, delayed the game by stopping it. So I haven't seen one of those called for a while, but not great timing for the Devils there. Andrew Lord won't be happy, but Panthers will go to the power play.
No, for him, a horrible position to be in. On all fours, right in the slot, the sticks flying all in around your midriff.
Facing his own net.
Oh, yeah. A horrible place to be, and he comes out of it being penalised for a delay of game 2, which is to compound his problems with the Devils trailing by a goal. If the Panthers, oh my goodness, a big giveaway. Shot short side, came off the shoulder of Mike Garnett, and the Panthers can come the other way here. They take it wide left. Billingsley heads to the net, and that pass all astray, as it looked like Brett Pellini was just trying to look for the perfect pass there, and Garnett trying to catch the Devils on a change, moves it up to Herchebis. Nice feed across, chance for Guptill. He waits, gets bounds biting low, and a good bit of defensive work from Drew Schiestel will prevent a scoring chance. Guptill. Oh, there's a big battle going on in front. A huge cross check from Mark Lewis. Play will continue. Oh, well, will it? The whistle does go. Mark Lewis is going to go to the box here. A little bit of ill discipline. It was a net front battle with Herchebis, who is going to receive a little bit of afters from Mark Lewis, as this game really heating up here in the third period.
Yeah, I think Hertz and Lewis there were kind of going back and forth in front of the net. One more cross-check there from Lewis, and he's just trying to draw Hertz into a penalty there at the end. So Panthers now 5-on-3. It'd be interesting to see who they have on the ice here. Obviously Panthers, or maybe he has taken Hertz with him here.
Well, it looks like Herchebis is heading that way. He's having a chat with Tom Darnell, who's insistent that Herchebis head to the box. In many ways, Dan, that's a bit of a let-off for the Cardiff Devils. They didn't want to go down 5-on-3 with a 1-goal deficit with 3 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the game. That would be a killer position to be in.
Yeah, it's obviously not what you want at all. I'm actually surprised that Hertz got a penalty there. I think Louis kind of drew him into that maybe at the end. But yeah, that obviously would have been tough. You know, even if they kill it off, they've only got 1:48 on the clock afterwards. So still a power play for the Panthers. Panthers keeping 2 defensemen back there on the point, even though they're on the power play here, just to shore up the back end.
Face off to the right of bounds. Ends up being scrappy, but the Devils have got the puck out of the zone. They send men forward here, as you'd expect. Richardson trying to throw the dice for the Cardiff Devils. In behind the net. Bentivolio. Martin. Thought about trying to sneak a wraparound chance. Might open it to the hash marks here. Shot blocked on its way through off Lee. Good work by Steve Lee, just clogging the shooting lane. Richardson. Watched by Olson to Martin. The Devils getting some good in-zone time here, and they're short-handed too. And Martin's won his one-on-one battle. Martin off his knees. He was trying to feed Morissetti. Will go and change. Great play here from the Devils, although the Panthers won't mind that. They kept them fairly to the outside, and they have the advantage with 3 minutes remaining. The Nottingham Building Society Nottingham Panthers. Here's Pither. Tries to jump round Fournier. His backhand will hit Betteridge. Betteridge. Puck got away from him. He loses his lumber, and the Devils will take advantage and clear the zone with Bryce Reddick coming back onto the ice in about 5 seconds' time.
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately the Panthers will be, you know, will be happy. They're now only 2.5 minutes to see this one out, so not scoring, but doesn't matter really in the long run.
No, it's Alexander Bolduc will drop that one to Henderson. Oh, it fell just behind Ollie Betteridge, and the Devils will come forward, taking advantage. Long lay, puck redirected, and the Panthers. Oh, a big hit comes in on Betteridge from Fournier. Fournier has a Calder Cup ring of his own with Grand Rapids. A misplaced drop pass from Dixon, stolen by Ollie Betteridge, and he's had a big game for the Panthers tonight. The British number 74 putting his hat in the ring, not only for MVP but also for Pete Russell's Team GB going into Paul Lake. It'll be defensive performances like that from him that will certainly catch the current Glasgow coach's attention as high forecheck from Pellini, the lone man in the zone, but the Devils get it out of the zone. 1 minute 35 remaining in regulation. Pope drives wide, backhand off the blocker. Pope sends it back to the net front. There's a scramble. It's under there somewhere. The referee's blown his whistle. All hands to the pumps as the Devils just trying to literally oxen that one across the line, as Fournier was the man on his knees trying to jam that behind Garnett, and such a good job by the Panthers defence. They're just collapsing in and around the cage.
Yeah, Garnett did a great job just sealing that low part of the net. It's hard to get it, get it up from that tight angle. So he did a great job, and then the D, Farmer was back there, and the boys were hacking away, and they managed to keep him out. So it looks like Ben Bounds is heading to the bench over there. So we're going to have a 6-on-5 here for the Devils.
The face-off will come to the right of Mike Garnett. The net at the Devils' end is empty. Bentivolio out there with Martin. Pope. Trying to see who that is on the right-hand side. It's Mike Hedden. Devils have won the offensive zone draw. All eyes glued to your screens. All eyes glued to the ice here at the Motorpoint Arena. Can the Devils force this one to OT? Will the Panthers have enough? Will they get the empty net? That one's going to go wide. It'll be ice. Well, no icing called on the play. Oh, there it is. A soft whistle. I was going to say, that confused me, Dan. I was like, oh, icing? No icing?
Yeah.
And then, to compound things, we'll have a timeout as well for the Devils. Now, it's curious because in this situation, is Andrew Lord going to draw something up? It looks like he is, as he's got the whiteboard out, but sometimes you just give your offensive unit 30 seconds to take a breath.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm actually surprised with it being an icing, because obviously our guys will be a little bit tired. He might think I can quickly change my unit, and get a fresh line out against the tired Panthers 4. But yeah, like you said, guys like Joey Martin and Pope and Dixon, they know what they've got to do 6-on-5. But he might have a couple of plays up his sleeve that they've worked on, just reminding them, little pointers, and he's just, and again, like you said, giving them 20, 30 seconds just to get a breather and to reset.
Tonight's Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, only on Panthers TV with the GMB, has boiled down to a 1-goal advantage for the Nottingham Building Society Nottingham Panthers with 1 minute and 7 seconds left in this game. The Devils have rolled the dice. The net's empty, and the net's empty at the other end too. And has Reddick scored? I don't think he has. They'll review this, I think, but Garnett has just made a wonder save on Bryce Reddick. They are going to review it, but oh my goodness, Dan, what a save from Garnett.
What a save by Mike Garnett. The save of the season. Empty net. Now, I'm hoping this didn't cross the line, or the Devils fans were cheering down there and pointing and waving, I think more out of hope than anything. But what a save by Mike Garnett.
Unbelievable. The initial stop coming off the stick, off the paddle part of the lumber. And then he does so well as well just to keep the secondary puck coming off him here from going in. Look at that, Dan. Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, Reddick, that happens, maybe once or two times a season, even in practice, just a desperation save like that. But to see that in a game like this, of this magnitude for both teams, and like you said, to hold on to the rebound, well, we'll see if we did hold on to it. I mean,
wow, that's the best save I've seen this season since Miroslav Kopcheva against the Sheffield Steelers in Sheffield, on his way to a shutout, reached behind him with the stick blade and kept that game at just a 1-goal advantage for the Blaze at that time. But he was diving across. That was football goalie-esque, and he managed to get it with the lumber. And no goal is the decision in the rink, rightly so. Although we couldn't see whether that puck, after it hit the stick of Garnett, would have been behind the line. I assume neither could the referees, and the decision stands 2-1 Panthers, and the Devils will be thinking, well, what have they got to do to get this game level after a save like that?
Yeah, I mean, to make a save like that in any period of the game is impressive, but with under a minute left in a 1-goal game, you can't really write a better script than that.
Wow, no, absolutely. As that one sent long by the Panthers. And that will be icing once again. And as the Panthers are not in action tomorrow night, I think it's safe to say that a couple of his teammates can buy him a beer after this one.
Yeah, I think so. If we can see this one out, Garn steals us a game every once in a while, and he's been great this year, and this hopefully is going to be one that he's going to steal, and that's going to go down in the scrapbook as one of his saves of the year.
Yeah, for sure. As Fournier dumps that one in, cleared out, the empty net gaping. You always have to check the trajectory there as Fournier on a bobbling puck. 40 seconds left in regulation. The Devils, you feel, may just have one last shot. They'll have to make it count. They thought they had this game tied up as Reddick was robbed. Puck is loose and the Devils have taken advantage and picked it up. 25 seconds remaining. Fournier creeps in, couldn't jam it to the back door. Bentivoglio looks up. 20 seconds left. Shot off the shoulder of Herchebis as the Devils just trying to fling anything towards Garnett. Fournier along the boards. Gleason, Fournier walks in, shoots, blocked off Henderson. The captain will clear, and it looks like the Panthers are going to get a victory here on Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas. The Nottingham Building Society Panthers have won the Earhart Conference Clash, and largely thanks to that wonder save right at the death by Mike Garnett.
Yeah, unbelievable for the boys, for Strax, for everyone to get a huge win here at home against obviously an amazing team here in the Cardiff Devils. You know, to chip in like that, Garns was great. Everybody dug in. Bettridge blocking shots, guys scoring. Garns unbelievable, penalty kill unbelievable. Johnny Rowe getting himself a big goal there. And yeah, just an all-round great performance by the boys. Fair play to the Devils. Bounds was great. You know, they came in. You know what you're getting from the Devils. They give 100%. They're a great team. And yeah, great game.
Yeah, what a way to end that game as well. He was Mike Garnett was mobbed by Sam Gospel. We had Patrick Munson milling around here as well throughout the broadcast, and he looked shocked and awed as well at that stop from his fellow netminder and Dan. What a way to end the game. But let's talk about man of the matches as well. Who would be your man of the match for the visitors?
I would say, I mean, there's obviously a lot of guys. Fournier never gets off the ice. You know, Martin's great. Mosey was having a great game, obviously, until the injury. I thought Bounds was really good. Obviously, I'm always goalie union, but I thought Bounds had a great game. I thought Fournier was instrumental in everything they did. Young Sam Duggan was good. I'd probably say, for me, between Fournier and Bounds, I wouldn't be surprised to see Matthew Myers pick it up.
Yeah.
You know, here tonight after a, you know, he played well as well on his big night.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll be disappointed that his current team were not able to get a win, but I think he'll be quite pleased that it was close with his former team, his alumni in the Nottingham Panthers. But who would your MVP be for the Nottingham Building Society Panthers?
I think not only for that save, but you know, I think it has to be Mike Garnett for the whole performance. First of all, he set up the second goal with a hard wrap round the the first goal, John Rowe's goal, with a hard wrap round the boards, and then he shut the door. The only goal that beat him was, you know, a backdoor empty net by Bentivoglio. He was spectacular. So I'll either go for both goalies or for Matt Myers and Garnett.
It's funny that my colour commentator tonight, a former Panthers goalie, goes for both goalies. Something I guess we should have expected. But Dan, what a privilege it has been bringing this game to the people all around the world with you here, and what a Saturday night showdown it was, brought to you by Lucas. It may not have been a high scoring game, but it had thrills, it had spills, and the visitors this evening, the Cardiff Devils, could easily have come away with something. They will go away with nothing, although great respect for Matthew Myers, his 900th Elite League game, to a standing ovation from his alumni fans in the Nottingham Panthers as they make their way off the ice. Now we can go down to thinking about who the Nottingham Building Society Panthers MVP will be. I really do agree with you, Dan, though. I must admit, I know it was giving you a bit of ribbon about choosing both goalies, but it was a superb performance from MVP for the GM, for the Panthers. Mike Garnett heads to collect the MVP award. Well, I gotta say, if the Saturday Night Showdown continues in a sellout building like this throughout its existence in the Panthers folklore, it really is going to be something to relish and something to enjoy. And you know, for me as a member of the Blaze Media organisation, to come up here, it was an honour and a privilege to be invited. So a big thank you to the Panthers organisation for that, as Mike Garnett will lead his Panthers round on a lap of honour. And after the absolute war that they were involved in tonight, they're going to enjoy a day of rest tomorrow before they get back at it next week. They have a midweek game as well, Dan. Remind me who they're playing?
Who's that, sorry?
The Panthers. They have a midweek game?
No midweek game. We got Milton Keynes Belfast next weekend. So yeah, we're off now till Saturday game-wise, so boys can get some rest.
And of course you can watch Nottingham Panthers live next Saturday only at the Motor Point Arena versus the MK Lightning. Face off at 7 PM. For tickets and fixtures, head to panthers.co.uk. Link was in the bio below as my Garnett leads the crowd in the wave, jumping at centre ice, and that one will feel sweet. As the Panthers leave the ice, we will leave the coverage with you. Thank you so much to everybody who joined us wherever you were around the world. This was Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, and from me, Ed Kimberley, and from Dan Green. Thank you very much, and good night.
Time runs out, and Bellini. As here's Kovacs. Got Guptill with him. Kovacs all the way. Going to get it back to Hertz as he can. There it is.